Welcome to the Smark Foundation podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And we are here to talk about the best of the AEW from the last week. And, I'll be damned if Ice isn't putting commercials on during Dynamite and Collision, and I don't like it at
Yep.
all.
As it turns out, before we talk about the best AEW associated things this week, we have to talk about the worst and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't watch live because usually my kids go to bed. Their processes go to bed, later than I can do. I'm usually catching up. Like it's usually about 9 o'clock that I'm catching Dynamite, so I'm an hour behind. So I'm catching up. So
Yeah.
I
Me
can
too,
speed
usually.
through a lot of the commercials, if not all of them.
Hmm.
Collision this week was on an hour early. So I didn't start watching until the show was actually done. So I could speed through all of the commercials instead of just, for some reason, if the show's still going on,
They hold
like,
you in that ad thing for a
yeah, they
little
hold,
bit. Yeah,
yeah. And
they do that to me. Yeah,
it's like,
because I could like fast forward
I
some
get,
of them.
I kind of get it because you technically did start the program for which there's ad space sold
Yeah.
during the broadcast. And so I kind of get, even if you came in late, if you're going to watch through the whole show, they want you to have that many ads in there because they're getting paid for that space. So they need to get those ads out. So you can speed through some of it, but they're not gonna let you get away with all of it. I
Right.
understand that. I don't even really think that's bad practice, honestly. I
No,
get it.
no.
I
If
get
it's being
it.
broadcast and
It
simulcast on TBS, so there's going to be ads if you're watching the
yeah,
simulcast,
yeah. That's
and
not that I have no problem with that in practice.
no, no.
Um, but once I was forced to watch the ads and I had in each commercial break an ice ad
Or two.
or two in a couple of cases, I got really, really, really fucking pissed off. And I here's a little thing that might get me in trouble. I don't pay for HBO Max. I use a friend of mine's account. So I didn't feel like I could actually like write in regarding it because I it required you to put down your email address. And if there's no email address that's attached to that account, I didn't want the other account to get in trouble for lending me their account.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to put my friends in a situation where I'm using their stuff and making these statements, which they probably would agree with, but like they don't use it. They don't use it to watch AEW. They don't give a crap about wrestling. That's almost the only thing I use their account for at this point. Maybe a movie here and there, but other than that, it's like so I felt like such a poser this week because like I really wanted to write in, but it's like they're asking for my email address. They're gonna see there's no account attached to that, and
Yeah.
they're gonna investigate it, and I can't have that because I don't want to get my friends in trouble.
Right.
So like I don't know, like it pissed me off when I saw it. It pissed me off that I couldn't do anything about it without getting other people in trouble. And it's just like, oh, oh my God. And the jingoistic way that they were promoting it,
Oh god,
like,
oh,
oh my
that was
God.
full on
It
propaganda
was
shit, dude.
absolutely. This
I
was
just
like
dude, that
Star
shit was like business psychology level propaganda. Like I just took a business
yeah.
psychology class and we talked about this exact type of shit. Like
This is this is Starship Troopers except not satire.
no, because if this was
Like
Starship
that's
Troopers, the military would have removed and beheaded him already. That's part of that lore.
well, there's
Um,
that. But I mean in terms of the propaganda aspect of it, like it's
yeah.
this is the way that it was done and presented and pitched
Oh god,
is
yeah,
like
it was
it
full
was
on.
like
Oh,
ugh
it
God.
it made my skin crawl. I hated it. And you know what? But to AEW's credit, giving me everything I need to know that I'm supporting the right company. Here's our men's world champion, Hangman Adam Page, immediately after the show. Like, this man must have somewhere
Yeah.
been informed in between Gorilla and the locker room, because the time he posted this was literally minutes after the show went off the air, I
Yeah.
think.
He
And
must have checked Blue Sky, saw
yeah,
it was a talking point, and be like, "Oh
oh
hell
yeah,
no!"
and oh hell no. So here he comes, say, and you can check either of our feeds. I'm sure we both shared it, but
Yeah,
he's talking
I'm
about
pretty
here's
sure
the
we did.
links to go complain. We don't want this crap on our show. And me either, man. Me either. Like, first of all, if any of my brand new like 300 or something followers from the last 24 hours is listening to us today, thanks for being here. Um,
Aaron is popular,
but as you can
becoming
like
popular.
from my initial post because of that recent surge, I mean, vaguely gesture and everything around, this is my time to forget about this shit. This is my 2 hours a week. Well, five, right now for 16 weeks, I got 5 hours a week because I watch NFL football, But this is part of my 5 hours a week, just 5 hours that I get to not deal with this shit, to not
Yeah.
worry about fascism in my country, to not deal with political stuff, to not be doom scrolling on fucking Blue Sky, to not be, in my gaming groups where all of my people are concerned about this as I am. So that's what we talk about. Like, I got like 5 hours a week where I don't have to deal with this stuff. Aside from work, where most of the places I work are liberal environments, so they are also concerned about this stuff. I mean, the places I work and the type of businesses I do in the state of Texas, they try to legislate us out of existence every couple of months. So, like,
Yeah.
I
I
could
mean,
be,
you're in Texas. You're surrounded by Latinos. You're surrounded by brown people. You're surrounded by people who would be most immediately affected by
yeah,
all this kind of
exactly,
stuff.
exactly.
There
So,
is no there is no ignoring it for them,
mhm. But
except maybe something like this.
the egregiousness of this shit, like, I did, guess what? I watched the Houston Texans play the Baltimore Ravens today, and guess how many ice commercials I saw? Praise CBS and the NFL, fucking zero.
Well, thank God.
Fucking zero.
Thank God. Warner Brothers, get your shit together.
So yeah, I'm a little miffed that during some of the time that I've set aside for myself to clear my mind, to have some fun, to just generally enjoy living by enjoying something that I legitimately love being a part of and viewing and just observing. I love wrestling. And so when I'm forced to watch the ads, as we sometimes are, as we've discussed, and I see one or two 30-second paid pieces of government propaganda calling my neighbors and friends criminals and calling for Americans to sign up to fight other Americans. I hate that. I hate it. I don't just really hate it. Like, it makes me irrationally angry.
No, I think it's pretty rational.
Fair.
It's just I it made me so mad. Like I was so grateful for that first hour where I could just skip through it, and then once the forced ads came on, anytime it would happen, I would just walk out of the room. I couldn't.
Yeah, just can't. Like, I
I
can't.
couldn't.
It takes away from our enjoyment. Tony,
Yeah,
Warner Brothers, like,
like it's
you know,
not on AEW. They don't pay for those. I mean,
I know
it's
it's
not.
not on AEW,
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
but
you would figure somebody they have a multi like $100 million deal with for their
yeah,
programming, who produces content for them, who frequently features wrestlers like Brody King with Abolish Ice t-shirts and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
we who our fan base, the AEW sickos as we are we're a leftist fan base. We don't do WWE because of cuddling up with fascism. We just don't.
yeah.
So they brought the political arena into wrestling. We leave it out, except for Kenny Omega pointing at the trans kids sign, abolish ice t-shirt on Brody King. I mean, we've only had a few things, but this is where we gravitate. But more than that, for those not terminally online, for those just regular citizens out there who still are AEW fans, like, I can only imagine they're somewhat like me, where this is their time, like this is their relaxation time, this
Yeah,
is their time to get away from this shit, and then you drag this into it. So, I mean, I know we joke a lot about like somebody at AEW listens to us, but
yeah,
guys, if you really do, get to Tony, tell Tony he needs to call Warner Brothers and put a stop to this.
yeah, yeah. Because it's going to impact things.
He
Like
should, I mean,
there's a
Warner Brothers should
like
tell ICE directly, this is not the group of people you want to advertise to, because you don't want them in your organization, because they don't want to be in your organization.
yeah,
If you
you're
allow
not
them
getting
in,
anything.
it's going to be bad.
Yeah,
Like,
you're wasting your money and your
you're
time.
wasting your money and your time. And honestly, they're not wasting their money, wasting our
No, they're
fucking money,
wasting our
our
taxpayer money.
fucking money. So yeah, in this case, I think somebody who has more sway in that organization than me needs to say something about this, because you're not, you're targeting the wrong audience and you're wasting our money in doing it.
You would have to think, given how immediate the response was from Hangman on Blue Sky, and I assume Twitter as well, though I don't know because I don't go to
Don't
that place anymore.
don't do
Um,
that. I've delved in the last couple, like, it's a good way to find out where the pulse is with them, but don't go there.
yeah, it's
Just
the
don't
bad
do it.
place.
Just don't
Um,
do it, man. Oh, just don't.
no,
It's
I
just,
haven't. But
I'm
because
just
I
letting you
haven't,
know, like, as somebody who peeked his head back in there, just nothing to see here. Move along,
it,
people.
because I don't go back there, I don't know whether he did the same thing on Twitter or not.
I
I
don't
don't
see
know,
wrestling stuff on
or
there.
Instagram or whatever. But I know on Blue Sky, like you said, the response was pretty much immediate. You can't imagine that with the he's the guy, he's the poster boy for your company. You would have to think that his is that he would have some influence on Tony, and that as passionate about this issue as he is, that he would probably be talking to Tony. Can we please do something? I imagine, given what we know about his character, that is has happened and will probably continue to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just wishful thinking, and maybe that's you know, uh, you know, we want our the people that we look up to be people we can look up to and expect a lot from them. So maybe I'm off base, but I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. If I were a betting man, I would bet that this is something that Tony Khan and at least Hangman and Page have talked about since it was apparent that it was happening. So I
I
don't
would
know what
assume so.
TK can do other than talk because he's you know the show is dependent on Warner Brothers airing it. So I don't know. But I would hope that given that they're one of their more consistent original programming brands, that there might be a little sway that TK, and he's one of the few people that actually has a good relationship with David Zaslav. So
Yeah.
maybe he has a little bit of sway that he can exert
Yeah.
here.
I hope so. I really hope so. Just because this is just, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's some bullshit. It's some bullshit. Don't show
Yeah,
us that shit. Like, we don't
yeah,
fucking want to see that shit. Nobody that's
yeah.
an AEW fan wants to see that shit.
It got me angry at wrestling and for the wrong reason.
Yeah, for the wrong reason. I want to be mad because MJF's a fucking scumbag, not because
Yeah,
fucking ICE is showing propaganda in between my wrestling matches. Fuck
yeah,
that.
yep.
Excuse me for getting angry at the beginning of the show, folks, but here we are. Like, fucking fuck that shit. But I
You
don't have
know
to
how we
stay
do.
angry because there was a lot of good shit this week. So,
Yeah, for sure.
uh,
Honestly, I thought Dynamite was really good.
I
It was
thought
really
so too.
fun. A couple of things I would change, but ultimately a very enjoyable 2.5 hour program. Uh, we're coming to you live
Okay, now
from. Oh, okay.
before we start, did they change the format on us midweek or something. Because okay, I swear to God, last week this was supposed to be like a 3 hour Dynamite, and then Thursday we were gonna have like a 1 hour collision, like a special edition collision. And then this week it came and it was a 2.5 hour Dynamite and then a regular
No,
collision.
no, no. You're thinking of what led into uh what was it, All Out. Because
Well, yeah, I knew
remember,
that happened, but I swear
yeah.
last week they said that we were gonna have like a 3 hour
No, they said it was
Dynamite.
good
And
2.5 hour show.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe my brain just filled in the extra
So
half hour. I
although
don't
we are getting
know.
another 2.5 hour show next week, if I'm not mistaken, for the homecoming show.
Maybe it was
Uh
the homecoming. Maybe it's a homecoming thing
maybe.
where they're
I
like doing a shorter collision or something. Because they always do that uh like heading into the pay-per-view show like directly after collision, like where they add the
yeah,
extra
the
like 30 minutes or whatever. Yeah.
which are always really well done, by the
Road to
way.
collision, like a road
Yeah.
to
The
show
road
usually.
twos, yeah. The
Yeah.
road twos are really well done.
Yeah. Now, anyway, back to Dynamite
But
though.
yeah, the Hard Rock Live uh hotel and casino in Hollywood, Florida, where Dolph Ziggler is supposedly from. Uh he's not. He's from Cleveland, but he was always billed from Hollywood, Florida. Uh
and he and his brother both went to high school in like Dallas.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah, they're friends with a buddy of mine.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, they got fair enough. There's your
Yeah.
trivia for the
Yeah, there's your
episode
trivia
then.
for the day. Yeah, I didn't know that until my buddy had told me that he went to school with them and they were homies and shit.
Huh. But they get it started right away with the trios match. The Young Bucks and Josh Alexander versus Brodito and Kenny Omega, and it was your party match. We're getting used to these. Uh, but before that, we had a little video about the Young Bucks.
They don't got no
Uh,
more money.
yeah, they don't got no more money. They're the broke bucks.
Wait,
Uh,
wait, okay, it's Nick with the gambling problem.
Nick is the one
Nick
with the
has a
gambling
gambling
problem.
problem. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Golly,
Uh,
Nick.
he spent all that money, all whatever they had left on the slots, while Matt was elsewhere trying to put together a huge pyro laden, effects laden entrance for them on for the anniversary show. He comes back and the duffel bag is completely empty. He gets pissy and storms off.
And then
Uh,
we go back to the ring and they're already in the ring.
yep, they got
No entrance.
the enhancement
They got
entrance.
the enhancement already in the
They
ring.
and their lower third said broke bucks,
Oh,
and
I love it.
then Kenny Omega comes out for his entrance, and he has all the pyro. The implication that he has all the pyro for his entrance that was going to go to the Young Bucks, which I thought was hilarious.
It's good to be an EVP sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, this was just fun. Like, I feel like as fun as Brodito is, I think that there's a different dynamic with uh Bandito and Kenny Omega that could be really fun on its own
Yeah.
as a tag team. Because somebody did the Macarena. It wasn't Brody King, but Kenny
We're
Omega
gonna
was
get Brody
all about the
King.
Macarena.
Tony Khan is gonna make us pay money to see Brody King do
Oh,
the Macarena.
absolutely. It's gonna get a huge
It's
reaction when
gonna
it
get a
does.
huge pop when it happens. So yeah, we're definitely like we're at the point now where he's X'd it so many times
Yeah,
that we are gonna pay to see him do that.
I think it was designed as just a one-off in the moment thing by that little scamp Bandito, and it got a
Bandito is
reaction. And now I think they're dragging it out, and eventually they're going to get Brody King to actually agree to do it at some point.
Bandito has
This is our Take-a-Rooney, for the record.
yeah.
This
Dude,
is
if
our Take-a-Rooney.
I'm gonna say this. If you pulled off Bandito's mask tomorrow and it turns out that Eddie Guerrero faked his death and that was him, I wouldn't fucking bat an eye.
Oh,
And I feel
God,
like
if
that's a
only that were
very high
true.
compliment.
Yeah, that's a
Because
huge
what
compliment.
he has is that same athleticism plus comedic timing
Yeah,
that Eddie had.
which
Like
is
it's
remarkable in and of itself because he's under a hood.
yeah,
So he can't display emotion on his face. He has to do
not
it
at
all
all.
through
Yes,
actions and then through body language.
yeah,
And English isn't his first language either.
yeah.
So like he has that extra barrier put up in front of him by that. and it's still working.
Yeah, it's
It's
still working. Dude,
still
he's so good.
crossing these
Like,
barriers here easily,
yeah,
easily. Like like it ain't no thing. The dude is just endlessly charismatic.
yeah. I find I see Bandito mixing it up in the world title picture probably sooner than later.
I mean, he
I,
is
I'm
the Ring of Honor world champion right
he's
now,
yeah.
but that let me tell you, as incredible as his run has been, Ring of Honor is Ring of Honor, and the
Mm,
AEW main event scene is, even with its depletedness, with Osprey and Swerve both out, is still it's not exactly a wide open field.
oh God, could
It's
you
it's a it's a roll of killers, man.
I know it's a row of killers, but sit back for a second and think. Bandito versus Will Ospreay for the AEW World Title at
I,
Arena
awesome.
Mexico.
Oh, yeah, that would
Now
be
you
dope.
see it,
I
right?
see the vision. I see the vision.
Okay. See now, I mean,
Yeah, that would be great.
his timing, his athleticism, he's over as hell. He's
Yeah.
over. Oh God, is he over? Like, this is one of
Mhm.
those things where like Tony Khan is super blessed as an owner to have a roster of talent that like even the heels are over. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everybody's over. Like your job guys, your dynamite kid and
Yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name. Fucking
Adam something. No. Can't
Crash
remember.
Holly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
I
feel
can't
so
get over
bad
that.
for
I
forgetting
feel
his
bad for forgetting
name.
his name too, but like you're but even those
Adam
guys, Adam
Priest.
Priest, even those guys are super over. Like
Yeah.
even your job guys are over, like MXM and like
Oh, did you hear the reaction they got on Collision?
you mean did I
Yeah.
not hear the reaction they didn't get? Like, oh my God, dude. It was like they had to tell people to shut up to get a reaction because
Yeah.
they had already
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
Oh man, they were quiet as the generals at Trump's speech. Holy
Yeah. It
fuck. It
was
was I
I
was like,
don't
man, y'all are
it was
not getting
that's different though.
mm,
That's a different show.
that's
That
not
was
the yeah, we'll
different.
talk about that later.
Yeah. That was that wasn't just them though. That was like the whole night. They were like the only people they really reacted to were like Tony.
Yeah. It
Pretty
was
much Tony was the only one they really,
kind of a weird
really
crowd. We'll
seemed
talk
huge
about
for.
that. Because it
So
was kind of quiet. But that crowd I don't know. We'll talk about it on Collision because I have some things to say about the crowd on
yeah.
Collision.
Anyway,
Um. Anyway,
there was some really cool stuff here, aside from the Macarena, which was probably a highlight. Uh,
yeah.
just they had Don Callis on comms, and there's at one point where Kenny he I think what was it? He did the dive over the top rope, the Terminator dive, right? And the momentum carried him into the announce desk, and freaking Baldy just gets up and just hightails it. Just scalded dog runs away until Kenny comes back in the ring. I thought he was gone for good, but then he got back on comms as soon as Kenny got back in the ring,
Right.
which I thought was a nice touch, honestly. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like you want to talk about like work rate, that's great. There was a ton of stuff like here, but like anybody who gets on the talent of AEW for not having like personality or whatever. It's like you are not watching AEW.
No,
It's
obviously
full
not.
of little stuff like this.
Uh,
It's full of little story
just
beats like
because
this.
like AEW talent is better at being subtle,
Yeah.
and people who
They
don't
want you
get
to pay
people don't.
attention. They reward you for paying attention.
Yeah, if you don't like AEW, before you give it a final judgment, ask yourself, am I aware of subtlety? Because I feel like that's a big problem with some of the people who hate on it. That they're
Yeah.
just not aware. Like, do you also watch the Godfather films and not get it when they do those Italian scenes?
Well, I mean that film insists upon itself, so
It insists upon itself, Lois. So with this match, there was three angles basically. We've got Brody King is eventually going to do the Macarena, which we've
Yep.
talked about. It's one of those things that we also talked about that they reward you for paying attention.
Yes.
Then Jurassic Express is pissed at the Bucks, and
Yeah.
I don't think Jack Perry's going to let it go.
No. No, after the match, the baby faces won. One winged angel puts away Josh Alexander. Easy as you please. And afterwards, Kenny has kind of a moment with the Bucks where it looks like he's gonna reconcile with them, or at least try to reconcile with them. And that's when Tarzan Boy hits and Jurassic Express comes out to confront the Young Bucks and they clear them of the ring. And then Omega confronts Jack Perry, which again, if you were paying attention, like the dude's been gone for almost a year, so I mean, but they reward you for paying attention. Last year, Jack Perry was kind of instrumental in putting Kenny Omega on the shelf initially, or at least that's how they played it in the storyline. So yeah, it makes sense that they haven't, kissed and made up.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason
Yeah.
for them to have. But before they could really, really get into it, Perry pushes them out of the way and then goes to the outside to dive onto the Bucks, who look like they're going to hit the ring again. They brawl to the back. Omega then gets on the mic, and this is my favorite part. He gives a really heartfelt promo about, thanking the fans for being here, whether this is their first show or whether they've been there the whole 6 years. He does his good night and goodbye bang, and the lights go out.
Ooh.
And like, I don't know why they keep playing it off like, oh, seems like there's some technical difficulties. Yeah, that's never
Every time,
that
dude.
every time. Like, it's dumb. Is it ever a technical difficulty, Excalibur?
No,
Really?
it's
No.
no.
What they should have done was saying, oh, I guess his bang put out the lights. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's part of his thing now. You could have sold it as that was just part of his thing because it happened right after the bang. But no, they did the Sabu thing. And the lights come up and there's a guy in a
Ooh.
mask there. And I recognize the mask. And
Yep.
then he takes off the mask and it's Andrade El Idolo. And he
Oh,
just destroys Kenny. Absolutely whoops him.
oh,
Whoops him.
dude. This was
And
so great until he
it was
joined the
so
Don
unexpected. I
Callis
didn't,
family.
yeah, like to a degree, I get it because really the only thing missing from Andrade's game is that his English isn't great.
Yeah.
And and that's been proven by the time that he was in AEW and he was trying to cut his own promos and he had trouble with the language. His accent's really thick. It's, you know, not everybody is going to be a natural polyglot. It's just not going
No.
to happen. It's with everybody. Like
No.
it's just not. And it's kind of crappy to expect that of people. You know, you ask them to do their best, but if, uh, their goals exceed their ability, you can't really hold that against them.
Yeah.
So what do? You give them a manager. Who's the best manager right now? It's
Don
Don
Callis.
Callis,
Yeah.
and it's not even remotely close. Um, I mean, at least in AEW, it's not remotely close. You can argue Paul Heyman in WWE because he's God tier, but like in AEW, there's nobody on par with Don Callis.
Yeah.
So putting him with that makes sense to a degree. But that faction's already so big.
Dude,
There's
I
already
know.
so many
It's
guys in it.
so
And
many of
it's like
them.
there's so many. Like, I mean, the one positive is that like the more guys they add, the closer I am to my dream scenario of having Brodito defend the World Tag Team Championship against three Don Callis teams.
I
And then
mean,
they all fall to infighting, and then Brodito wins.
it's pretty much
LOL,
possible.
Brodito wins.
Of course, LOL, bro. Dude, yeah, they're not probably, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with the tag team
But
titles, but they are probably gonna have them for a while.
I mean, with the stable that big, you can have multiple tag teams. You can have multiple trios. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason for them to not split off a couple of those guys. Like, yes, Trent and uh Rocky
Rocky.
Romero are their own thing, and but they were their own thing.
Yeah.
They were our Roppongi Vice,
Yeah.
uh, long before Don Callis family. like for 10 years.
Yeah.
So, that's its own thing. But like you can make, I mean, the guys that don't get as much shine, like Lance Archer. Put
Yeah.
Lance Archer with like, I don't know, put him with Andrade. That'd be an interesting big guy, little guy team. Not that Andrade
Yeah.
is like super little, but he wrestles like a little guy. That would be an interesting tag team, I think.
Yeah.
Why not? Why the hell not? Or you could put him with Hechicero if you wanted to
Yeah.
do that too, just so that they can communicate a little bit better because they're both, Spanish speakers. I
Yeah.
don't know. Uh, there's lots of stuff that you could do. Um, but yeah, I was overall the fact that he was put in the Don Callis family was a little bit of a downer because they're already so big.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's probably the best thing for him in AEW because it gives him somebody who can talk for him. And the Don Callis family is all over the show. He will have opportunities to shine on literally every episode.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't see
So
it that way
like you
really.
putting him in that group that's literally all over the place can only help you. Even by
Yeah.
just, just standing there and being present. You're on TV, you
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, ultimately, we were talking about Andrade the other day. I didn't think it was going to be 3 weeks that he appeared in AEW. Like, and did, he must, Tony Khan must adore this guy
I can only
because
imagine he
he
does.
snapped him up. I mean, honestly, I think he probably, the way that, I think what happened is that the way that Andrade conducted himself on the way out of AEW probably more than made up for the fight that he had with Guevara.
Probably.
Because, first of all, it's Sammy Guevara. No, it's Sammy. It was everybody gets in fights with Sammy Guevara. He's a punchable guy. Second, it was the fashion at the time. To have a backstage fight with Sammy Guevara. Secondly, like he came back from the suspension. He had a great Continental Classic. And he and Miro had each other's last angle at World's End that year. CJ Perry was still there and the whole thing. And that was their last match. And then immediately he went to WWE, but he thanked everybody and everybody from AEW on the way out in a very public Instagram post. And to his credit, in the last 2 years, 1.5 years, whatever it's been, unlike nearly everybody who's left AEW, who came there from WWE to begin with, hasn't buried anybody.
Yeah.
He's not said a single negative thing not even about Sammy Guevara,
Yeah.
who he punched in the face. So, like, uh, I think that, I was watching the YouTube version of the Wrestle Talk podcast. Just, it's not something I can't do all the time, but I like the personalities at Wrestle Talk. I like most of the guys there. And they were talking as if this was like some "what are you doing" moment. Like, and I'm thinking like, no, I don't think you're seeing it for what it is. I think that mostly that Andrade, I don't think he's the trouble backstage that you really want him to be, that you're making him
Yeah.
out to be. Like I think he went to WWE, back to WWE once they showed interest because his wife was there and he wanted to be
Yeah.
with his wife. And now they're not together, and now he has to be around his ex-wife, all the time because they were on the same brand too.
Yeah.
So they have to see each other all the time. I don't know how acrimonious it was, but it doesn't matter if you're friends or not. The fact of the matter is, when a relationship ends, you don't want to be forced to be around your partner all the time. We talked about this last week,
Yeah.
so, whenever it was we talked about Andrade 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Something like that.
It was like you don't want to be around them all the time.
No.
Can you really, and all this stuff about him having a wellness violation and him, you know, walking out or being escorted out of the building. I'm like, this sounds like this, why wasn't it reported at the time?
Yeah.
this kind of stuff always leaks. It always gets out at the time that it happens. If this happens, why did it not leak until just as he was getting fired?
I know. I doubt it happened.
It either it I think something akin to it happened because otherwise Andrade would have probably gone online to me and say that didn't happen. And he's been mum on the subject.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm something like that happened, but I don't think that all the details are out there, and I don't think that if they were out there that they would be favorable towards WWE.
Nah, probably not.
You know, they have the power, they can write their narrative, but I don't. I think we're not seeing the whole picture here. I got a
Oh,
gut feeling that it's like, yeah, maybe he was trying to get fired,
possibly.
which I can see that. Also, it meant that if he got fired, he didn't have a 90-day no compete clause, and he could go right to AEW
Yeah, he can
again.
show up on AEW
So
Dynamite 6. Yeah.
ultimately, if that was damage control to try and sour him with other promotions, it hasn't worked.
As far as I know, this deal was in place before he was even gone. So this was that he would
I
have
think,
already signed.
yeah,
The ink would have already dried on his contract with AEW before this even came out.
if it was actually perceived that he was such a problem,
Yeah.
both in his exit from WWE and in when he was actually in AEW, do you really think TK would have been so quick to snatch him up when he had a murderer's row of talent that didn't really need Andrade?
No, he wouldn't.
No, I think that he just loves the guy. I
Yeah.
think that he enjoys the guy's work and his work ethic. I mean, he got set on fire by Cody Rhodes for God's sake. Like,
Yeah.
like how can you not love a guy who's willing to do that, even if that means they're a little crazy? So, like, I think that he's probably one of TK's favorites. And I
Yeah.
think that he snatched him up as soon as he could because he was, and that the stuff that came out about Andrade, while probably technically having more than a kernel of truth to it, probably needs some more context. And it's
Yeah.
not just the WWE's version of things that's strictly true.
Yeah.
So me, I immediately thought of you because we had this discussion. I'm like, ah, oh my God, it's Andrade. I was super, super duper pumped to see him.
Oh, yeah. After that, we had a nice little video package for 6 years of Dynamite moments. It wasn't as long as it could have been, but there was some good stuff in there.
Interesting faces that they showed. I mean, AEW's never been shy uh about its history. They don't shy away from it. But to
No.
see Cody Rhodes in there and to see Punk in there, especially
Yeah.
Punk, was "Whew, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You know what this is? This is the X moving on.
Yeah.
They're moving on. They're admitting this stuff happened. They're celebrating it for what it was. Nothing more than that. They're moving on.
Yeah.
This is a healthy reaction.
After that, we've got Mark Briscoe backstage, talking about MJF and Kyle Fletcher. And I don't know,
It,
basically just restating that he took care of MJF and that he's coming after Kyle Fletcher.
yeah, but he also said that he drew a contrast between himself and MJF.
Yeah.
Whereas with Friedman, it's all about himself. Briscoe isn't selfish. His two of his friends were getting TNT title shots before him, Hologram, and then when he got taken out, Orange Cassidy got in line before him. But if they win, he's going to be happy for them because he's not a douchebag.
Yeah.
Basically. Although
Basically. Yeah.
I do think that it was weird that he said that he was, oh, I'm going to be happy for you, I'm going to be there for you, and then he didn't like accompany Orange Cassidy.
You're right.
Like that was something that again, I that was
That
brought
was
up on the Wrestle
contingent on a
Talk,
win, Adam.
but it's true. I'm only gonna be happy for you if you win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, so yeah,
Um,
that's when Kyle Fletcher defended the TNT title against Orange Cassidy.
yeah. And I thought this match was really good, man.
It
Like
was
they
such a change of pace
killed
from the
it.
first one too.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot more deliberate, a lot more character driven.
Yeah.
Really drawing uh the contrast between Kyle Fletcher, who's like 6'4", and 250 pounds, and Orange Cassidy, who's about 5'10" if he's lucky, and maybe 170,
Yeah.
180. Uh, and it revolved basically around Fletcher cutting off Cassidy at every opportunity before he could put his hands in his pockets.
Pretty much. Yeah. He was really trying to keep his hands out of his pocket.
Yeah. No, but this was, I mean, this is great. Honestly, like I thought this was a fun little match. Maybe because it used a little bit more energy, but I think they were trying to set a tonal shift from the big party match that opened the show. So
Yeah.
that's not, I mean, you want your show to have ebbs and flows. You know, it can't all be one speed all the time. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting finish.
Oh, cool. Here we go.
Uh, this is one of those things I would have done differently. Like, whereas I can forgive Andrade being with the Don Callis family because he could really use it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this to have happened.
For yeah.
Like this, actually, the finish could have happened exactly as it was, and it would have been fine. You know, hologram comes out, right? He was supposed to be injured, but a guy dressed as hologram with the hole, the H coat and everything, his uh, long sleeves, right?
Yeah.
Notably, he comes and he chases Don Callis off the apron. Uh, and then as Orange Cassidy is on the top rope, he he crotches him, right?
Yeah, he crushes Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, and like, oh, what is he doing? That's hologram. He's his friend, and like, which allows Fletcher to pick up the win. Uh, with the brainbuster on the turnbuckle, the brainbuster. Which I'm glad that they busted out because that's like his super finisher. So
Yeah.
I like that they even in defeat, Cassidy requires the super finisher,
Yeah.
which still makes him look good. Um, but at the end, afterwards, Hologram joins the Don Callis family and he takes off his, who have now are like all on the stage, like almost all of them. And
Yeah.
it's just they're taking up the whole freaking thing.
The freaking
And
NWO all over again.
and he takes off the vest, the H vest, and it's very clear that this is not hologram because he's
Yeah.
got tattoos all over his
So
body.
many tattoos.
And like it's like, oh, this must be the clone that we've been hearing about. Like
Ah.
it's like, okay, um, we get as audience members from the video packages that he's going to be called El Clone. Okay, fine. Want to call him El Clone? That's fine. Saying it in English, it's just say it in Spanish because it sounds less ridiculous in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the clone of holograms. Like, it's not a clone. He's got tattoos.
Right?
Like, and those aren't new tattoos.
No.
You didn't get cloned and then, oh man, I need to differentiate myself. Let me get a bunch of tattoos. Like, these are clearly years old tattoos. Like, and I'm willing to go in with you on Goofy. All right. And this is kind of my flavor of Goofy. But like, don't lampshade it by like calling it out so blatantly
Yeah.
for what it is. Like, be like sly about it, be tongue in
Yeah.
cheek about it. Please
Do you
don't
guys
refer
know
to
what
him
it means
as
when we
the
say
clone. Call him El Clone. Because for an
Yeah.
English speaking audience, that's a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Secondly, and more importantly, why did he need to be in the Don Callis family?
I don't know.
There's no reason for it.
No
This
idea.
should be like his own thing. This should be Hologram's own thing, his own arch
Yeah.
and nemesis who should be messing with him all the time. This shouldn't be some guy who like at first and secondly, like weren't they kind of playing that they didn't really know what the deal is with all these glitches and stuff like that? How would Don Callis even know that this guy existed in the canon in order to snatch him up? Like, yeah, we hadn't even shown up on
But
TV,
if Don Callis is the one
but
who
Don
cloned
Callis
him,
knows about him. Like,
Don Callis cloned
what?
him. He's a scientist now.
Ugh. Like, I, I, I don't mind the match. I don't mind the finish. I mind him being with the Don Callis family. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
No, it
It
doesn't
makes it,
really.
and it would have been perfect and much better ultimately if it was just hologram versus El Clone.
Yeah. It
I
should have
liked
been.
I liked our idea from last week. Have him go around impersonating, maybe have him wear, a full body suit to hide the tattoos if you wanted to go that far. But have
Yeah.
him actually impersonate him. Do the do the Sin Cara thing that they did. Like do the Sin Cara thing. You can do it sillier and better by putting him with a conglomeration and have Roddy Strong be the only one who have him be the Kevin Owens of this situation and him be Elias. Be like, why can't you see that this is not the guy? Like, and
Yeah.
everybody
This is
just
not
ignores him.
him.
And
Yeah.
everybody just ignores him. That would be hilarious. Like, because we would know.
Yeah.
But that would kind of like make us in on the joke, you know? And then they could, wait out, you know, hologram's injury and that I guess is legitimate. And, just wait that out, call him hologram, but have him like slowly show more heelish tendencies, cheating to win, extend his streak or whatever. He
Yeah.
adopts the streak, right? He inherits it. Then maybe he loses right before hologram comes back, and then hologram gets extra mad because not only has this guy taken him out and impersonated him, but he's also cost him his streak,
Yeah.
you
That'd be
know?
great. See, but
Like,
no.
but no, we need Don Callis in this too. For
Ugh.
why? Why?
It's like, can I have
I'm
one segment that doesn't have Don Callis family or freaking Death Riders in it, please? Apparently
I
not.
mean, I don't mind Don Callis family being all over the show as long as each guy has like a direction and a different thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
I could do without Don Callis on comms every match, but um at least that would make sense. Like this just doesn't to me it doesn't make sense.
No.
Why put El Colon with him? It doesn't he's supposed like I thought the idea was like he was supposed to be a mastermind all his own. Now what? Don Callis is pulling the strings the whole time? Why?
Doesn't make sense.
The,
No.
so
After
like
that,
I
we've
sorry, go ahead.
yeah. After that, we've got Renee Paquette with the TBS champion Mercedes Monet. And the return of Mercedes Puppet.
Yay! Yay! Harley Cameron's here. She wants a tag team partner. Oh, and guess what? Just like I predicted, Mercedes Monet wants a piece of that belt too to add to her collection.
Yep.
Belt collector wants belts. Go figure.
So
Uh,
she's at 9 now.
yeah.
So we only need one more before we can start the demise.
We need one more to tie. We need two more to break.
uh, does the champion does the women's tag team championship count as two?
If she wins them in a handicap match, I would say yes.
But that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna
No.
happen. But furthermore, she reminds us that as of that promo, which means it's less now, 16 days left before she'll be the longest reigning TBS champion of all time.
Nope.
So that record will be done soon. Just to mess with Jade, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
uh, I think that Harley Cameron establishes that she wants a tag team partner. She's looking for a tag team partner. And Mercedes Monet says that next week, Homecoming Dynamite, she wants to face. She hasn't wrestled in Daly's place yet, so
Yeah.
she wants to have an open challenge face somebody from Florida, which has some interesting implications and possibilities. Um, one, uh, even though she's from New Zealand, Dakota Kai lives in Florida. That was bounced around. Shotzi lives in Florida. The one
It'll
thing that,
probably be Mary Jane when she shows up.
whatever it
That was
is, I
her
don't
indie
care.
name. She had like a weed themed gimmick on the indies.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, her name was
huh.
Mary Jane, and it was a cool gimmick. I mean, I'd be into it. So
Yeah. I know
yeah,
that she got hired uh once she had changed her name to Shotzi Blackheart. So I know that she owns Shotzi Blackheart as a name as
mm.
well,
Well, then she might still be Shotzi then, so that'd
which
be
for the
cool.
record is better than just Shotzi.
Yeah.
Blackheart is a freaking awesome wrestler name. Are you kidding me? It's a,
Hmm.
like it's Joan Jett, baby. Like, come on.
Right.
How can you not get behind that? The one that I heard about as a possibility that I thought was the best, though. Again, for the Wrestle Talk podcast, I'm not going to take this, I'm not going to take credit for this. Wouldn't it be great if it was Izzy?
Oh.
She's wrestling now. She's been wrestling on the indie circuit for about a year or so.
Mm.
Super fan. Mercedes made her cry on an NXT during the Iron Woman match between her and Bailey on an NXT takeover. Wouldn't it be great if little Izzy, all grown up, comes back to take her revenge on Mercedes Moné?
Oh.
Wouldn't
Only if
that be?
she got her revenge, though. Like,
I mean, I, I don't know what it would take, but like, I she can't win. She's way too green for that. She doesn't have a contract. Maybe she wins by DQ or count out.
maybe.
Maybe it's one of those things where Mercedes is like, you know what? I completely underestimated this girl because she's just this little girl that I bullied a long time ago, and she only has a year under her belt. She's not up to my level. And then she gets in there with Izzy and she does, as much cool stuff as she can. And Monet gets frustrated and walks out, loses by count out. You don't get the satisfaction, yeah, sure you win, whatever, but I'm still the champion. You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it would be cool though.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool for the lore and everything,
Yeah.
but we'll see how it turns out. I mean, there's plenty of good options. So, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
assuming
mean,
it's not going to be somebody currently on the roster. So,
no. No, I think they would probably have just said who it was, somebody on the route by now. Usually, like when I have an open challenge, somebody, if it's on the roster already, um, usually they like answer the challenge and then they promote the match for a week.
yeah, yeah,
But like they're being so specific about it, somebody from Florida, and they're not releasing who it is ahead of time. That means that it's a surprise. It's either a
yeah,
debut or a return.
yeah. So after that, we've got our trios match with Hangman, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse against the Death Riders, Moxley, Claudio, and Daniel Garcia.
This is great.
Yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun, man.
This was a lot of fun. Um, I wasn't sure why they booked it when they first did because it was like, why are we putting Hangman back with the Death Riders? We're done with this. Like,
Yeah,
it's like they're not going to go back to the Moxley well already, especially when he's got stuff with Darby. It's like I suppose you could do something with Claudio if you really wanted to, but like even then, like it's still it doesn't seem like that would be the kind of thing that I don't think Mox would want one of his lieutenants being in a higher rank than him,
yeah,
which the world title holder would automatically give. Um,
yeah,
pardon me. Um, but the about halfway through the match, the reason became clear
yeah.
because at one point, I think was it Claudio? I think he knocked Hangman off the apron. Uh, he knocked some. He tried to do the same thing to Samoa Joe too, but while Hobbs was in the ring and he was getting beat on, he was going for a tag, but he was cut off and he was Hangman was pushed off the apron to the floor by I believe it was Claudio, and like for some reason, like he took it personally. He was there just steaming on the floor, just absolutely fuming. And so he hopped back up there as soon as Hobbs got in an advantageous position to get the hot tag again. And it didn't look like he really like stole the tag. Like both he and Samoa Joe were putting out their hands. I
Mm.
think Hobbs just maybe Hangman's hand was just a little closer, and so he opted for Hangman. And he got in there and he started cleaning house. But the real story was Samoa Joe on the apron looking a little like, all right, oh, okay. But he let it go. You could even see him on the apron later during this hot streak that Hanger was having, paying attention and rooting on Hangman. In fact, enjoying what he saw.
Yeah.
Later, though, was a little different. Uh, After a buckshot to Claudio, this one's over. The Ops and Hangman win. Uh, Hangman gets everybody's belt. He gets his own belt. He gets Hobbs' belt. He gets Samoa Joe's belt. He hands Hobbs his belt so they can celebrate. And then he gives Samoa Joe his trios title belt. But like in the rush of the elation of victory, he kind of approached Samoa Joe from a weird angle. He didn't really see him coming, and he just kind of shoved it into his chest. And before Samoa Joe knew what was going on, it hit his chest and it hit the mat. And that's when Samoa Joe got heated and he got in his face. And Hanger was great here too because he did not know what was going on. He did not know what had caused this.
Yeah. He was like, what? He looked like a deer in the headlights for a second. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What did I do? Like, seriously, what did I do? But then they got into it, and what changed the mood immediately was Samoa Joe told him, "You never beat me," which is true.
That is true.
He's never beaten Samoa Joe. In fact, he tapped out to Samoa Joe when he defended the belt against him and Swerve. He tapped it to specifically so Swerve couldn't break up and potentially go on to win that match. So yeah, it was a cool moment there. And then they were at each other's, almost at each other's throats. It looked like they were gonna be. And then all this security came out and pulled them apart, stuff like that. And yeah, they went to the back. It was interesting stuff. I did not see Samoa Joe coming as the next challenger.
No, I didn't either. I didn't either, man. It's gonna be a freaking brutal match too. They're gonna kick the crap out of each other.
Oh yeah. Samoa Joe, like we went over this when we were going over our list of top 10 favorite AEW performers several weeks back. Samoa Joe is one of those guys where you can put literally anywhere on the card and it immediately improves it and makes it believable.
Yep.
You want him in the mid card? Yeah, he looks like a killer in the mid card. You want him in the main event? Sure, he's absolutely a credible world title holder. You want to put him in a trios match? Put the trios belt on him? Hey, look at that! Everybody wants the trios title. Like it's you can plug him in anywhere on the card, and it doesn't matter. He instantly improves and elevates everything.
Yeah.
Putting him in this match, which he will lose, uh, will continue to elevate Hangman and put together a resume of a really good world title reign, full of incredible challengers that he's before eventually somebody takes.
Yeah. It'll be a good rate if it keeps on like this for sure. I'm really enjoying it so far. So.
Yeah.
After that,
So
we got Kevin Knight backstage with Speedball and Willow, and they are Willow basically leaves it up to Kevin Knight to call out to make the first call out against FTR. And so he challenges FTR, but then we go to FTR with Stokely, and he says there's nobody he hates more than Willow, and that he is a special surprise for her. But Knight can have his match with either Dax or Cash, but he won't find out until he gets to the ring,
yeah,
which typical underhanded Stokely shit.
for sure.
After that, Hangman answers Samoa Joe and challenges him for the AEW World Title backstage with Renee Paquette. And he basically tells me, I look up to you, I respect you, but if you throw another fit like that at me, I'll ruin your life.
And that's the thing. Um, Hanger could do it
Yeah.
in a way that Samoa Joe. The funny thing about Samoa Joe is that he's seen what he did to Swerve, and he still probably doesn't believe that Hangman, the reformed Hangman, the guy that everybody loves and is a good guy again, would be willing to go there with him. He'd go there. That's foolish thinking by Samoa Joe. He doesn't
Yeah.
when Hangman uses words, he picks them deliberately.
Yeah, he
If
does.
he wants to, if Samoa Joe agitates him enough, I think this could become personal very quickly.
Yeah. After that, we've got Timeless Tony Storm versus Ty Mello.
Yeah.
And this was a
Uh,
good little match. I mean, it was pretty short.
yeah. Um, I wouldn't say, some people were saying this is like an extended squash match. I think it was a little more even than that. It was short though.
Yeah, it was pretty even, but it was short. Yeah.
You gotta love those Ty Mello pump kicks in the corner.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Um, but yeah, Tony came out here looking very butch. Uh, uh, that's a trend that would continue into the next show as well. Um, she gets in the ring, or gets on the mic rather afterwards, and she cuts a promo that I mean is a typical Tony Storm promo that's riddled with innuendo.
Yeah.
uh, but the gist of it is she says, Chris Statlander, I'm not finished with you. And she wants a one-on-one match to see if it was going to go the same way if it was a singles title bout. And she wants her at Wrestle, or she says, name the time and place.
Yeah. After that, we've got Renee Paquette with Sammy Guevara, who basically talks a bunch of shit about Eddie Kingston and says that Dralistico is gonna have a match with Kingston on Collision.
Yeah,
But then we see Kingston and Hook, and Eddie's just like, dismissive of Guevara. He tells Dralistico not to let him speak for him, and that he's going to be kicking his ass on Collision. We'll talk a little bit about Dralistico speaking for himself when we talk about Collision.
yeah.
Um, but
Oh,
yeah. After that, we had Samoa Joe answering Hangman Page and basically making the match for Wrestle Dream. Samoa Joe just rehashes the "You've never beaten me," and I mean, he basically just tells Hangman, "You've never been greater than me."
yeah. Notable too was Hobbs's reaction to all this. He doesn't want any part of this.
Nah,
Like he'll back up Samoa Joe when it comes down to it, but he doesn't want it going down this road. You can
nah.
definitely see.
Yeah,
He's like
Hobbs might as
Hobbs
well have a
has
trucker
clear
hat
eyes
and
here.
fucking he has a trucker hat and fucking everything. He's like, you don't want to go down that rod.
Nah,
After
not
that, we
got
had
out of that.
yeah, you don't go down that road. That's
Not
why
that
Sabotage tell her
stop.
about it.
Don't do it.
With that, we had GOA.
Sometimes dead is better.
We had
Uh,
GOA and the Swirl, which was not
good to
something I
see the
expected because these
swirl.
are like both heel teams, so I didn't really understand why this was
Yeah,
booked.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't really see the like they had issues. I get it, but like uh, there was no heat
No, not
because
really.
nobody wanted to cheer for anybody.
Yeah,
Um, I'll say this: I thought it was um I thought it was interesting. Like I don't think the swirls look better than here. Honestly, they actually had some good tandem offense against Bishop Khan specifically.
yeah,
Um, like I feel like they're a tag team that you could really start to heat up if you wanted to, but I don't think that's gonna happen for like another 6 to 8 months if I had to if I had to
yeah. I mean, with the
guess.
current tag teams we got, I mean, like these guys are great, but like you got GOA and you've got Hurt Syndicate, and like you look at these guys in comparison to teams like that, it's like,
You've got the entire
yeah,
Don Callis family.
yeah. Um, but after that,
uh
the Hurt Syndicate comes, like, GOA gets the win, of course. Hurt Syndicate comes to the top of the ramp. And this is where the crowd actually kind of got live for this, because they really weren't that alive for the match. Um, but he admitted he embarrassed him. MVP admits he embarrassed himself at All Out. He
Yeah.
apologizes to Bobby and Shelton, which is
He wants to know
unnecessary.
everybody's area code too.
Yeah. But then he says he doesn't want to wrestle. He wants to fight. So he demands a 3-on-3 street fight next week in Jacksonville. And Ricochet accepts pretty
Yeah,
much immediately.
I'm
So
okay with that.
I'm okay with it too.
I love it when they brawl around Daly's place. It's fun.
Oh, hell yeah. It's great.
It's a great venue for a brawl in the stands.
After that, we got Renee Paquette in the back again. She's with AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander before the Mixed Tornado Tag main event. But she asks about the challenge from Tony Storm, and Statlander says they've never faced it 1-on-1, so they'll do it at Wrestle Dream. And then Harley Cameron shows up and kind of lightens things up before we move on.
Atlanta.
Uh, After that, we see Alicia too with Don Callis, who says he's with Takeshita and Okada, and she asks about the new members, and he wasn't happy Brodito escaped earlier. So at Title Tuesday in Jacksonville, they'll face Takeshita and Okada, and Takeshita is just not looking happy about any of this, man.
No, no, he no.
No.
And Don Callis, for all his scheming, for all the characterization of him as being one step ahead of people, can't see for some reason the schism that's right in front of his face here.
Yeah, yeah, he can't,
Like,
and it's gonna be glorious when it happens.
yeah, oh, Takeshi is gonna be a huge baby face.
Oh yeah,
Monster baby face
monster
out of
baby
this.
face. Yeah. After that, we've got our main event for the night. We've got our mixed tornado tag, our AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander and Darby Allin against Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders.
I thought this was a bold choice for the main event.
I thought so
Wheeler
too.
Yuta Wheeler Yuta gets a main event. Uh
Yeah,
but and so does Marina. Good for
yeah,
her. Good for her. Obviously Statlander and Allen no stranger to the main event slot.
right.
And really honestly, not even really Wheeler, to be fair. But um yeah, I think this is Marina's first main event, so far as I can
Yeah.
tell, at least in a wrestling capacity, as opposed to just standing on the outside, getting involved. Um, this was wild from the start.
It was wild from the start, but really, I mean, the only thing that sticks out in my mind from this match is the football.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's a lot of stuff that happens, but yeah, it all culminates with the tiniest bag of thumbtacks you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, really funny since we just a few weeks ago we had all of the tacks in the known world
Yeah.
in
This is all they've managed to
on the
manufacture since that last match, and we
yeah.
have them here.
Apparently, it's a very slow process. Who would have known?
Apparently, they're
But yeah,
handmade
this
by the
tiny,
Nepalese.
tiny little velvet bag of thumbtacks. It was so little that I didn't think there were thumbtacks in there at first. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But no,
Yeah.
but there were certainly enough.
Oh
And
God.
everybody takes turns avoiding the tacks until Chris Statlander picks up Marina Shafir. And this was like in a corner too. Picks up Marina Shafir and like gives her a drop, almost like an atomic drop.
Yeah.
But because Marina Shafir doesn't wear footwear when
Oh.
she wrestles,
Oof.
her the tacks go. She lands right on the tacks feet first, bare feet
Mm.
first. And for some reason, I can see. I don't know why this one hit so visceral.
I
I think
can
it's
tell
maybe
you
because we've all
why.
stepped on something
Oh,
sharp.
yeah.
Like most of us haven't felt what it's like to have hundreds of tacks all over our back. You can kind of
No.
cringe because you can kind of get the idea of it, but it's not something you've experienced personally. But we've all stepped on a Lego in the middle of the night, right?
Mhm.
We've all stepped on something sharp.
Oh,
Maybe a
yeah.
bottle broke or something like that. Didn't see the glass or whatever. Everybody's felt that kind of shooting pain
Yeah.
before, and it's debilitating because you have to walk on it afterwards.
Oh God. I can
So
only imagine that she is not on her feet a lot this week.
Well, good thing
Oh,
Roddy has an unlimited gas tank then.
right. God, I mean, God, you just was, it was so horrifying. Like, I was just like,
Yeah. Like I
ah.
knew Marina was tough, but holy crap,
I don't know.
dude.
She might wear fucking shoes after this, man. Like,
I think it would be a great idea for her to do so, not because she's going to uh ever and do any kind of bump like that ever again.
oh, I bet she never does that
But
again.
oh God, no. Like, why would you? But but to sell the fact that it was so painful that far after the fact by from now on wearing shoes, I think is a great character choice.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome. Um, After that, Yuta tried to powder Alan, but he hit Shafir in the eyes
Yep.
with that.
Cocaine right in the eyes.
And while she's blinded, she choked Yuta,
Yep.
which I
It's
thought
time
was
to do
great. Like,
cocaine.
wait a minute, you know there's only one other dude in this match that you don't need to beat up, and he does not have facial hair. So
No.
when you've got Yuta, when you've got a sheepdog in a headlock, you know you've got a sheep. Like,
Yeah.
I think she wanted to choke him.
Well, who doesn't?
Okay, fair. After that, though, Statlander took advantage of that. She 450'd onto both of them from the top. And then Allen came off with the coffin drop and got the win. Um, After that, Tony Storm appeared pretty much immediately and started fighting with Chris Statlander, and they went away.
What was great too is they just come face to face and then just have these big goofy smiles on their faces, and then they just like start
They just
hockey
started
brawling.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
they hockey brawl to the back, but that leaves Allen by himself with the Death Riders. And this I'm surprised the crowd didn't chant "This is murder" because I thought they were trying to kill Darby Allin, and he legitimately was turning purple.
yeah. Well, he
Um,
doesn't do any. He lives by the Ron Swanson code. Don't do anything half-assed. Do one thing whole-assed. And he
man.
definitely whole-assed this.
So yeah, he had one of those. They had one of those belts that has the
One of the hot
rivets
topic
all the
belts.
way. Yeah, the hot top belt with the rivets all the way around. And they
Yeah.
put that on his neck as tight as they could, and then put their foot on his back and
Yeah.
held him up
Pack's an
while John
animal.
Moxley did a whole promo in his face while he turned purple.
Yeah.
And then
He
when they let
said,
him go, Pac decided to hit him with like two or three giant clotheslines and just
yeah,
level him afterwards.
just destroyed him. Like
And
the best part though is Mox because he has this look on his face when he's delivering this promo. It's like he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but like it dawns on him that like he gets to be the one to make Darby quit.
yeah, and
And
he ain't
to
gonna do it,
him
I don't think
and to
so.
him that may be a bigger honor than being world champion
Maybe.
because there's only one person who gets to be the first to make him quit, to be the guy to break the unbreakable. And it's that kind of stuff that drives the Moxley character. Those high goals, those high aspiration, combat aspirations, the breaking down of people's will and asserting his own. Like, yeah, of course he would like revel in that. It makes all the sense in the world that he would be gleeful at the idea that he would be able to get Darby to do it somehow. He admitted he didn't know how he was going to do it yet. He was going to find a way, like it's some puzzle. And again, like Ron Swanson loves puzzles. So
Yeah. But yeah, that's dynamite for the week, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
yeah,
Um After that, we've got Collision. Um, which this week I feel like suffered the crowd not being very loud. Like
yeah.
just
What was the deal, Lakeland?
I don't know, man. What? Yeah, Florida. Like
Like
what the hell? All that money on tickets, you ain't gonna be happy to be there?
for real, this was. I
Fuck
mean,
problem.
it just didn't. They just didn't seem into much. Like I said, they were into Tony,
Yeah,
but other than that, like not a whole lot popped
yeah,
them on the show. And I don't think you can just write it off as it was uh, a mid show because I don't really think that was it. Like yeah, like on Collision, you never really see the quantity of like the major stars that you do on Dynamite. Dynamite is clearly what they would probably consider internally to be the A show. But like, you paid your ticket to come see this, bro. Like,
Yeah.
act it.
Um, so we start up with Collision, and then we're back to our pre-show promos,
God, I love
which I
those.
love. Yeah, I
Those are
love
great.
these. But we start with Stokely, who reminds us that Kevin Knight said he could beat any member of FTR, but tonight FTR would expose him for the fraud he is. And then we slip over to Speedball and Kevin Knight and Willow. And Kevin Knight promised that he'll slap the fire out of someone's mouth, whether it was Dax Cash or his little garden gnome Stokely. Uh, after that, we got LFI with Sammy Guevara, and he was happy to remind everyone, including Eddie Kingston, that they're on the rise, and this is everybody's favorite pillar. And I hate this already. I hate it.
Hey,
But
you know what though? I like that he finally has like a catchphrase.
yeah, I guess he's got something, but
He's got
it's still,
his your favorite pillar is about to say something or whatever
yeah,
it is. It's like, okay, you
yeah,
know what? If you think about it, like he's the only one still going on about the pillars,
yeah.
you know? So I feel like, okay, let him have it. Let him
Fair
have
enough.
it. Because he's clearly like the number four guy. Even though he's on paper probably higher than that, like everybody looks at him as the number four guy. Max is
Yeah,
clearly the number one guy.
yeah,
Clearly the number one pillar. And then you have Darby. And then below that you have Jungle Boy. And then like right below him is Sammy.
yeah.
Like you can argue on paper that Sammy's more successful. He's the three-time TNT champion, blah blah blah. But his back and forth baby face heel thing, his continued up until recently his continued association with Chris Jericho, his the fact that nobody really likes him backstage. I think it just kind of colors. Oh, and there's probably a fair bit of jealousy that he managed to land Ty Mello, who is quite the hottie. Um,
Fair.
I think there's a fair bit of jealousy in there too, and I can't really blame him because like look at her. She's super hot. She's super talented. She seems
Yeah,
like she's a really good mom. Like she's fiercely loyal. Uh, like she seems like she's quite a catch. How she wound up with him, I'll never know. Because he
no,
seems
yeah.
like a doofus, a talented doofus, but a doofus.
But I do.
But that's the thing that comes across that he's a
Yeah.
doofus. He's not particularly intelligent.
Mhm.
Um, Oh, and we also have to remember too that the reason people turned on him in the first place was because he proposed to a different woman in front of all of us and made us a part of that moment. And then seemingly within like 3 or 4 months, he was with another woman.
Yep.
Yeah,
Part of the reason we turned on him, that's for sure.
that's a huge
Uh,
reason. So
but
like
yeah,
I think that's why even though I'm in terms of accomplishments, kayfabe accomplishments, he probably would be higher than Jack Perry. That's why he's number four.
yeah,
Is because people generally like Jack Perry a little bit more than they like Sammy
yeah.
Guevara.
But so Sammy Guevara and Roosh are like, oh yeah, Jalisco's going to be Eddie tonight, and then Jalisco decides to finally speak for himself, and he just says, "Rawr."
Yeah, I
So
mean,
okay,
eh,
you know,
stealing Mortos's lines, I
yeah, that's
guess.
Mortos'
Is
shit
he
there,
still
but
with LFI?
I don't know. Guess we'll have to
I guess we'll
see.
find out next week.
Yeah, because it's Eddie versus him next week.
Yep. I mean, which
But
which leads me to think that he probably is because if
yeah,
they're going to be feuding with LFI, then and he's
but
facing Mortos. Then yeah, okay.
yeah. So after that, we go to Eddie Kingston, who of course is doing his typical "I don't like to do this shit"
Yep.
promo,
His
and
grumpy old man's
yeah, he just
shit.
basically says, I'm gonna kick your ass, Listico, for even having to do this." So
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. And Hook just kind of laughs, which is funny to see Hook having emotions. Um,
Yeah. Who'd have thought he had him?
yeah, who'd have thought? Like as far as I knew before this, all he did was eat chips and scowl.
Yeah.
Um, so after that, we've got Anna Jay asking Jamie Hayter to give her everything because they have a match tonight, which is
Yep.
cool.
Which
Uh,
mirrors the match that Ty Mello had with Tony on Dynamite.
yeah. So then we have Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Orange Cassidy. O'Reilly dressed how the Don Callis family keeps growing and that they're going to get 3 of their members tonight. Strong said he didn't really want to do it, but he will. And then they kind of leave and leave Orange Cassidy by himself, and he and Pac shows up.
Which I
And
liked. I liked this because it was. While I like these short clip interviews, I like that they turned this into a longer one because it was unexpected.
yeah.
It's like, oh, they're
Um,
doing something different here. This is kind of cool.
Also, there's 2 clones in AEW because that is obviously not Pac because he has too many clothes on and he's far too dry.
Yeah, yeah,
And oh, and not enough hair. Um,
yeah. He hasn't had time out of the chamber yet to grow enough hair.
his hair is not long enough to tuck behind his ears, and I also can't see his ears anymore, which was like a really prominent feature of
Yeah,
his. It's like a whole different guy almost, like especially
yeah.
with the he's always and Alice. Honestly, I know this is gonna sound weird, a little weird, um, but I kind of want him to take his shirt off because the shirt
It's
makes him look like he's bigger than when he left.
I. He's
I
got
feel
such
like he's
broad
bigger
shoulder.
under. Yeah, he looks so
He's got
big.
such broad shoulders that normal clothes don't fit him, and so it looks like he's swimming in the only clothes that will fit around his shoulders.
But he's
I think
also
it's
looks like he's a little
hilarious.
bit bigger
I
than he
think it's
was when he left.
amazingly hilarious.
It is
I
kind
I
of
will
funny. I mean, he might
I
be
bet
big.
yeah, I
We'll
bet
see.
he's jacked up there.
Oh,
Like
I
I
hope
bet he's
so,
jacked.
dude. So well, I guess we'll be seeing because they're gonna have a match. But Cassidy's like, no Death Riders, no Don Callis family, and Pac's like, just me and you. So that's gonna
Yeah.
happen at Title Tuesday, not at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah. I'm okay with
So
that. Those two have just insane chemistry with one
yeah, they
another.
do. They make really good matches together.
Like
So that'll be a
that
good one.
honestly, like when people ask me about, older AEW matches, that's one of my go-tos to show them just kind of like because it's kind of a microcosm of what AEW is kind of all about.
Hmm.
You've got your like on the one hand, you've got this ultra serious, high flying, hyper athletic, just bastard. And then the other guy is athletic in his own right, but he's all character, right? Like his
Yeah,
whole character is the antithesis of that. And they had this absolute banger match at what was it, Revolution, the first
something like
one?
that. Yeah, I think it was
I think it was the
Revolution.
first Revolution.
Yeah,
And like it just blew the roof right off and showed everybody that Cassidy was more than just a gimmick. He was a guy who was smart with his gimmick and who
yeah,
absolutely can wrestle.
yeah.
Like if this and it encapsulates what you call what they're calling, I guess, the feeling like of AEW. That's like the whole thing is we've got room for this, we've got room for this. We put it all together. It's entertaining in its own
Hmm.
way. That's different than what they're used to. Like it is the alternative.
Yeah.
That match in and of itself is just representative of the feeling of AEW as the alternative challenger brand
Mhm.
in this country for professional wrestling.
Yeah. And for people who say AEW doesn't respect the old school of the business, I present Exhibit A, our first match of the night, the most old school trios match I have seen in a long, 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 long time.
Yeah.
Holy crap. John Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Claudio Castagnoli of the Death Riders versus Jay Lethal, Adam Priest, and Dynamite Kid. So, okay. So,
weird, weird trioing there.
yeah, it's a weird trio, but it makes sense. I mean, Jay Lethal and the Benoit twins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I'm sorry, guys. That's what I'm gonna like. If you tell me they don't remind you of Chris Benoit, I'm gonna call you a liar out there, folks. So just so you know, um,
Dynamite Cripplers.
yeah, the dynamite. Oh God,
Uh-huh.
that would be
Uh-huh.
dude. The dynamite cripplers would be such a good name for these guys. My God, but
they first they got to actually cripple some people
this was
though.
some like real old school shit.
This was very 80s,
Yeah,
very
it
80s tag team
was
match.
very 80s, like
You
three
can
on
you
three
can
tag
tell
match.
you can tell that the matches that they had with FTR really, really taught them a lot. And they're
Yeah.
implementing what they've learned from those couple of matches into how they bumped and sold and just, with their hope spots and everything. Like this match was very 80s, very much in the style of especially the first match that they had with
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought it was really great. And these guys are over. Like, I mean, these
them.
two
Yeah,
young the
somehow
fans
they're
love these
immediately
guys.
over.
Yeah, they're
Like
immediately over. Um,
it was like they didn't react to much, but
yeah,
like I don't know if it was because of the Death Riders or Jay Lethal, and maybe they were just getting cheers by osmosis, by association, or maybe it was because it was the first match of the night. I don't know, but they seem to be into to these guys.
yeah.
The
Um,
the match story seems to have elicited the response it was looking for.
yeah. But the real story of this match is kind of afterwards.
There was a lot of that going around this week.
Yeah, yeah, there was.
Lots of post match angles.
Where the Death Riders get the win after a referee stoppage for Lethal being unconscious, basically. Because it
Yeah,
sure as fuck
they
wasn't that Dragon Tamer that put him out.
no no Garcia. It was great though. Garcia locked him in the
Yeah.
Dragon Tamer, pulled back, and then or he didn't pull back. He hitched up first, and then that allowed Moxley to hit the ropes and give him the curb stomp while he was in the Dragon Tamer, and then he pulled back and he was unconscious, and
Mhm.
they just called it off.
Yeah.
Like
But after
like
that,
that's a great finish. That's a great tag finish.
yeah. But after that, as usual, Daddy Magic was on the call here, and he gets in Garcia's face or in his back, basically, and he's like, screaming at him to explain himself as he has been for the last few weeks. And this time, Garcia takes it upon himself to grab a mic and explain himself.
Boy, did he ever!
Boy, did he ever, man. Ooh.
I loved where he went with this
Yeah,
because he
Daddy
didn't.
Magic and Daniel Garcia and Daddy Magic is like the most emotionally charged storyline in AEW right now.
Yeah,
It
you wouldn't
really
think
is,
it, but it
man.
is. And if it this could have easily gone down the natural expected wrestling trope of, oh, I'm just gonna beat, I don't like you now, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. No, he devastated him emotionally
Oh yeah,
instead.
straight up.
And in fact, he did so without actually turning his back on him. He said, I love you. You're like a brother to me, but you're a loser, and I don't want to be a loser.
Yeah,
With these guys, I'm a winner. So, you know, I don't hate you, but I can't be around you anymore. Like,
yeah,
it's heartbreaking.
it
And
is.
Matt Menard is so underrated at selling his emotions.
But
He is
this,
incredible at this. And you could tell he's just absolutely walloped
yeah.
by this,
However,
absolutely battered by this.
however, this is full of foreshadowing. This
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing is okay. So one, Daddy Magic is going to be proven to be the winner in the end of this.
Oh, yes.
Two, Daniel Garcia made a very small inadvertent mistake, but this is one of those things they're going to reward us for paying attention because he drug Nigel McGuinness back into this fight by calling him a
It
parasite.
called him a
A
parasite.
parasite.
That even got Moxley to respond with a
Mox was
damn.
like, damn.
He's like,
Now,
he didn't want Nigel to catch
I'm
strays.
sorry, John Moxley, but Daniel Garcia in one line earned all of you an extra bit of ass kicking along with Daddy Magic's proof that he is in fact a winner because he's going to do that alongside Nigel McGuinness, who's going to Tower of London all you motherfuckers.
I think there is even still a slight chance that Garcia is trying to like you know finally beat Moxley if he can't do it in the ring, do it by subterfuge and just
Maybe.
completely undermine the entirety of the Death Riders from the inside because he refuses to touch Daddy Magic.
Yeah, he hasn't touched him at
He
all,
hasn't touched
except for
him at
like in the
all.
match. And really, in the
Yeah,
match, he really
he
didn't
was
touch him
covering up.
much. He was
He
covering
was
up and getting his
he
ass
was
beat
defending
mostly.
himself.
Yeah, he was just defending. Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe there's
I
there's
think
there's merit to
a
that.
there's a possibility. I don't want to look too far into it. I want to avoid looking too far into it because I like that angle and I don't
Mm,
want to be disappointed when my headcanon is proven untrue. There was I had to eat crow about Darby Allen, you know. So I don't want to eat any more crow. Uh but like I feel like there's at least the opportunity there to tell that story, even if it's not the direction they ultimately go in,
yeah,
because the way they've set it up makes it I wouldn't say open ended, but open to multiple avenues where they can go.
Yeah. After that, we recap Moxley's message to Darby Allin from the end of Dynamite, which we've already talked at length about. And after that, we've got Renee Paquette backstage. She's with the matriarchy, is what I'm going to call them until they give me a
I
name.
think that's what the unofficial name for them amongst the
And
fandom
they're with
anyway.
Doc Sampson. And now we were speculating that Nick Wayne is ring ready, but apparently, according to this vignette, he is not. Now he probably still is.
Yeah.
He didn't put his boot on when he stood back up, so I'm assuming yeah, it would still be on if he was actually still.
Well, the point of the sketch was that he was insisting that he was ready. So he wouldn't put his boot on anyway.
Yeah, but the doc says he's not ready.
Yeah,
But he
6 to
did
8
stand up and
weeks.
walk around a little bit. So I mean, he probably really is ready. But 6 to 8 weeks, put it after Wrestle Dream. So I kind of want to see where they're going with this.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since we're also not hearing from Christian. It's just kind of one sided. Like, oh, we got to get Nick cleared so we can take on Christian, and Christian's over there. I mean, by his lack of response, assuming he doesn't give a shit. Like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, y'all kids are gonna come after me again. Like, I just broke Dax Harwood's nose. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
um after that, we've got Jamie Hayter versus Anna Jay, which I thought was really good. Couple things I
I
want to
thought this
mention
was
here.
better than the Tony match
I thought it was
with
too.
Ty J.
It was
Honestly.
longer. I feel like Anna Jay, when she okay, so when she came back from Japan and they were like, she spent all this time in Japan and blah blah, we're blowing her up. I really wasn't that impressed. I was like, I don't feel like you really capitalized, but
Here though. Yeah.
this
I
is
was
good.
just gonna say the same thing. I think
And it
this is the
has nothing to
best
do with what I believe are new boobs.
uh
Um,
I mean, she already had big ones. Pretty
I,
clear. Like I
I,
think she
I,
got an
I guess I
upgrade
really
though.
just didn't pay attention. Maybe she's wearing a more low cut top than normal, but I was like that.
They were
But that
way pushed up. They were
actually
like
doesn't have anything to do with why I think this match was good. I thought she actually
no.
performed way
I
better.
th- I think this was her best like singles straight up normal match in a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah, it was. I
Like
thought it was
she
really good.
excels in the hardcore environment.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I will never take that away from her because she is a pioneer as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned. She is all the hardcore match credit in the world. But as far as like normal singles match, I've never really been impressed with her.
yeah,
This, however,
yeah.
I don't know where the switch flipped, but like it's like there was a switch that was flipped, and she
She's
got it.
reached the comfort
So she got
zone,
it.
I believe. Yeah, like I feel like she's reached the comfort zone where all like it's the whole time you're training, you're looking to automatically do things.
Yeah,
There's things that you train that you automatically do when you're wrestling that make matches move more smoothly. It's the way you move, it's the direction you move in, it's everything. Like if you notice, if you watch wrestling, like if you really analyze a match, watch everything's to the left,
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
everything. So, like,
I noticed that.
she
Who was it?
has
It was
reached what appears to be a level of comfort with those non-voluntary movements that every wrestler does that make things
the stuff that
fluid.
becomes muscle
The
memory.
stuff that becomes muscle memory. It looks like she's. I mean, when AEW started, Anna Jay was greener than squirrel shit.
Yeah,
So if
like she definitely had something,
it
but
would
yeah,
track that as the amount she's working,
yeah.
that
They said on
now
they
would be the time where that starts to
they said
become
on
second nature.
commentary that she is in like the top five. I think maybe top three of most wins in
Wins, yeah.
AEW. I mean, a lot of those were on Dark or in ROH
Oh,
against
a
lesser
lot of them were on dark.
competition.
Holy shit. She
I mean,
wrestled
you
on
don't ref,
every.
but
Ooh,
that's unequivocally, unquestionably a ton of experience
yeah, it's a ton of
that she's
experience and it's
accumulated.
showing. And that's rare in this business that
I
people get
was
a chance
really
to be seen this way.
I was really surprised. Like I thought this was going to be just another Anna Jay match that Jamie Hayter kind of carried, but this was competitive.
Yeah. I,
I really liked this match. I thought it was like I said, I thought it was Anna Jay's best singles performance and maybe ever.
yeah. When she locked in the Queen Slayer, I thought she might get the win. But it was
That would
pretty
have been
much immediately negated by that haterade. I mean, like she spun
yeah,
her out of that Queen Slayer immediately into a haterade. So
and
when
she
that
knocked
happened, I was like, oh
block
yeah.
off too.
And I thought Jamie Hayter was going to win going into this, but I did not foresee
It kind of
this.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I did not
she,
foresee this level of
Yeah.
competitiveness in this match. I didn't foresee
No,
like
I thought this was
coming out of the other end of this match and going Nana Jay and Jamie Hayter on the same level.
yeah. No, I felt it did a lot to raise Anna Jay's stock. I honestly did.
Yeah, I thought so also.
I think that the haterade though, was what caused Anna Jay's nose to bleed though,
Yeah, probably.
because it she
Probably.
was not bleeding before that pin,
No,
and
no.
then she was.
And she was bleeding. Yeah.
She hater hits hard, baby.
Hayter
It's not
does
just a
hit pretty
catchphrase.
hard. Yeah, yeah.
I loved that they shook hands afterwards too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Like I thought that was the icing on a cake of what may have been Anna Jay's coming out party in a way.
Yeah,
Like I thought that was like the perfect little cap to it. Like this was nice. I like this a lot.
yeah. After that, we've got Lexi Nair backstage. She's with Max Caster, who said his losing streak was over and you can't be better than him. But he's interrupted pretty quickly by Big Bill and Brian Keith, who remind him that when they faced off, he got smoked, which I
And
thought
they
was
did.
fun.
Yep.
He did. Um, Bill basically says, without Bowens, you're nobody. And then, you know,
They're
uh,
goaded into a tag team
yeah,
match.
Bowens kind of shows up. He's got like all these awards and like magazine
Magazine
covers and
cover. Yeah.
frames and shit. And I mean, okay,
I
cool,
I
cool.
I hope it just continues. I hope
Yeah,
the next time each successive time we see him, he has more and more of these just
it
to
would
get
be
under Max's
hilarious.
skin
It would be so
because he
funny.
only has his one thing.
But he's like, you two can't even like each other. How do you expect to beat us?
In fact, they insist that they are not the acclaimed.
Yeah, they said they insist
Both
that,
of
but
them
they're gonna get
independently.
announced as the acclaimed, though. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure they are anyway. It'd be funny if the actual acclaimed music started playing
yeah. I
and they
think they'd
both
both
came
be
out all
upset about it.
mad, be
Yeah.
upset. Yeah. Um, After that, we've got Sammy Guevara and Roosh against two poor people who I feel like Roosh abused the shit out of.
Oof. Uh,
Gosh.
I'm gonna say it right now. Sign Cha Cha Charlie. He was great.
Okay. Yeah,
He
he
was
was pretty
great.
good.
He was great. Doing his little dance. Like, dude, sign
He's
that.
obviously locally over.
He was so over. He got the biggest reaction of the night. He must be a local legend on their indie scene because he was over. He was one of the only people who got a massive reaction all night,
Yeah, he
and
did. He
it
had
was
like chants going
massive.
and shit. Yeah. Like it was the first time I heard the crowd in like a half hour before this. So like he was like definitely,
Yeah.
like on but so
Poor
but him
guy
and
though. He
this
had to
poor
wrestle
oh
Roosh.
God. Roosh beat the fuck out of these poor
I love
guys, man.
Roosh,
Like,
but like I hate how much. Like I just recently rewatched the Road Warrior episode of the Dark Side of the Ring,
yeah,
and it reminded me of that episode because Ellering said there were times where I think it was Ellering who said it. He's like, yeah, the guys would see their names on the call sheets and they'd be like, oh crap, and Hawk and Hamill will go up to him. Is like, hey, we like you, you're nice guys, you're good kids, but you're gonna get your asses kicked tonight. Like, just so you know, you're gonna get your asses kicked tonight. Fair warning. I felt like this must be what Roosh does.
yeah,
Like he probably brings these guys over like, hey, look, sorry, but I have to protect my character. You're gonna get roughed up tonight. Sorry ahead of time. Like you have to I want that to be true to the point where it's my head canon that Roosh is mean because he feels like he can get away with it because he warns people he's going to be mean. So like I
yeah,
can get away with anything as long as I warn you I'm going to do about it. Warn you I'm going to do it ahead of time.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if Rush warned that poor guy. I'm going to throw you against every barricade in this building.
Oh
You know,
God,
God,
he was
that
whipped
was the
in
part
there
where I was
too.
like, especially when he hit him on the LED board, which I know for a fact is harder and hurts
Mm,
more, and they hate going into that LED board. Like when he whipped
yeah,
him into that thing, I was like, that was a
Oof,
little. And then I
that
realized he had his
was
hand on the back of his neck, and he's making him go the same speed
yep.
as he wants to go. And I'm like, oh, this poor kid is about to get fucking wrecked. And then he did it two more times on two different more, on the metal barricades. I was like, God, It's a little excessive, don't you think? Um,
Yeah.
but
I,
that was
I
kind of immediately taken away because I mean, I knew how this match was going to go, especially when I saw who the opponents were.
oh yeah,
Usually, when they say someone's going to be in action, the opponent is
it's an
somebody.
enhancement match. Yeah.
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 Um, but they've been doing this thing lately, and I like this where they have a whole faction out there, and the factions all got matches, and then they roll right into the next match. Now,
Me too.
I
There's
know I
continuity
complained,
there.
I know I complained about it when the Death Riders did it, but that's because they had a whole like long ass promo section in between their matches. So it was literally like 30 minutes straight of Death Riders.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for that. This was like 15, 20 minutes of LFI, but it was people, it was like that Cha Cha Charlie dude was pretty entertaining.
I
And then
liked it.
I love seeing Eddie Kingston and Hook. So we kind of rolled right into Eddie Kingston versus Dralistico here.
Yeah.
And Guevara gets on the commentary desk. I hope he never does that again.
He was
Um,
pretty annoying.
I don't know what happened with Roosh, but the officials came out and grabbed him up and made him go to the back, which says to me either they're kayfabing because he's going to still kick someone's ass, or maybe he really kicked that kid's ass a little too hard and a talk needed to be had with him immediately.
Maybe. I don't think we heard I haven't heard anything to
I
that
haven't heard
effect.
anything yet either, but
I
it is, again,
I
tomorrow's Monday. So,
interpreted it as Sammy Guevara only got to stay at ringside because he grabbed a headset and faked it till he made it kind of
yeah.
deal. Whereas Roosh just got caught
Yeah.
and was escorted to the back because
Uh,
he's Roosh and he's a wild animal.
yeah. Kingston showing he's shaking off a little bit of the ring rust, basically out wrestling Dralistico in the early part of this match. Um, I thought it was pretty good. Dralistico turned the
Okay.
pace. You know,
Yeah.
he pushed the pace up a couple of times. Kingston kept up with him.
A really
Um,
nice STO at one point.
that springboard STO was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I knew how this was going to go though.
Yeah.
I did find it funny watching Sammy Guevara get punked out by Hook though,
Yeah.
because he like pulled
Yeah.
out. He thought he's like trying. He thought he was going to go pick on Eddie, and Hook's just standing there.
He's
Do
like,
something.
yeah.
No, you
What?
ain't gonna. What are you doing?
No, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
You're coming at my friend all wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You know what? You need to put Deanna with these guys and run the mob gimmick.
Oh, that might work actually.
No, it would work.
That might work.
That it
That
would
would really
work a
work
hundred
actually.
percent, man. The music,
She can
like the
cut all
Hook
their
music that
promos.
she can cut all their promo. Her and Eddie can cut all the promos. Hook doesn't have to say a word.
Yeah,
Fucking,
that would
you got
actually.
her
Yeah,
with people who are definitely getting TV
I mean,
time.
she's from New Jersey, which isn't like you know. I mean, it definitely has its own kind
They
of
can squash the
mafia
beef,
thing.
like make a big thing.
Yeah,
Like we're squashing the beef with Jersey and New York, and
yeah,
we're the mafia
yeah.
here now. That would be
Well,
great. But like this, I thought the match was good. It went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Eddie gets that spinning back fist, catches the win. Um, and that's pretty much it. I thought we might get like another promo out of him or something, but we didn't.
yeah,
We went straight back to a replay of Andrade and Clone joining the Don Callis family. We've already talked about this. We liked half of that. We don't like the other half.
yeah.
It is what it is. Um, After that, we had the deadest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never
So
heard less of
disappointing.
a reaction from a wrestling crowd in my entire life.
So disappointing.
How are you
I,
going to
I
tell a crowd that ain't making no noise to shut up just to get some booze? Because that's the only noise they made, like the whole time. Like nobody.
and I didn't think that there was anything about MXMTV that was worthy of apathy. Like they're trying their damnedest out there. They're
Okay,
clearly out there having fun. Like,
here's where my apathy comes in, and probably the crowd also. Okay, the TV thing, just kill that altogether. Like you got to kill the TV thing. Like no more. Like we didn't like QTV. Look at the only person who has had a good career in AEW after QTV.
Well,
There's only
they
one.
they call it that because he's Johnny TV.
Well, I know that he's Johnny TV, but this MXM TV, like, first of all, stop saddling Johnny TV up with 700, like a faction every other month and calling it something TV. That's happening too much. I understand that him and Taya want to work together because they're married, I
Married.
think.
Yeah. And
Um,
they've got great chemistry
and
with
they
one
do have
another
great
on.
chemistry,
Yeah.
but like take MXM and either put them back on ROH where they go, or put them in the AEW tag team division and treat them seriously as a tag team because they
Well,
are a good tag team.
as seriously as one with that
I mean,
gimmick
as
can.
seriously as you
Yeah.
could with the way their gimmick works, but I mean, they're still a very, I mean, that
Yeah, they're very
I
competent.
can't remember the tall dude's name.
Mason Madden.
Mason Madden is a fucking hard hitting motherfucker. He is way more brutal than his character like
Yeah. And
would have you assume.
it serves him well because the way that he presents his character, you wouldn't expect that from him, and
No,
then he
but then he
surprises
gets
you
out there
and
and
his
kicks your
opponent.
ass. Yeah. So like treat him seriously in the AEW tag team division or don't. For Johnny and Taya, maybe back to ROH because I mean he's on the wane. She might be on the rise still, but he's definitely on the other side of his career.
He
Um,
would be served well to be just a personality
yeah, yeah,
because I mean that
or maybe
never
like a
really.
mixed tag title, but I don't know where you would put that. That would be an ROH thing. I feel like
Yeah,
like,
probably.
but AAA has those two. Well, but we can't go finish that hole again.
Nope.
Like we did
No.
with Sammy
Nor at this
and
point you
Tay.
wouldn't want to anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to this. Yeah. So, but I just I thought this was pretty lame until the match came, and I realized that they were gonna be going against Takeshita and uh Proto Sheeta. Is that what
Yeah.
they call it? Proto Sheeta? And
Protoshita,
who
yeah.
was the third guy? Was it Clone?
Alexander.
No, Alexander. Okay, yeah. Um, I mean, I thought the match was pretty good.
Yeah. I think that for, an undercard comedy act that the Don Callis family let them get some good stuff in. You
Uh-huh.
know, they made they made Mason Madden look like a killer for
Well, they
sure.
did. Yeah. Like that guy's I'd like to see more like maybe him and like Fletcher. Maybe a couple of one-on-ones with Madden and Fletcher would be pretty good.
That would be interesting for sure.
I think it
I'd like to
would.
see him try and get that big boy up there for a brainbuster.
Yeah. I'd like to see that
Oof.
too. I'd like to see if Mason Madden is athletic enough to hold, to hold straight up for that brainbuster and be at
Yeah.
that 12'8" something structure that they would be.
Yeah.
um, after that,
Poor man's
we,
sore though. He gets the worst of it.
yeah,
Oh,
more Mansoor just
oh,
got,
he gets the crap kicked out of him.
yeah, and a
It's
C4 pile driver on top of all that.
C4 pile drive, or he gets the wheelbarrow suplex, then the C4, then the brainbuster.
They're the brain, but like he took all the
Oh,
heat, poor guy. Um, after that, Dalton, we have Lexi there. She's backstage with Dalton Castle and the Outrunners, and they have the same problem I do. How do you follow up the greatest performance of all time?
right. Seriously.
Like, how do you do that? But they are going to lift each other higher and higher each week before they actually lift him up and carry him away.
I love that Dalton was constantly at one point he just his promo was under pressure by Freddie Mercury
Yeah,
and what's his face? Uh, I
David
can't even
Bowie.
think of his name.
David Bowie.
David Bowie, thank you. Like I was like, oh, you're just reciting lines here, but it fits for the promo, and you're very clearly a Queen guy, so like I'm a Queen guy too. So I
Yeah,
that hit me in the right spot right there.
yeah. I always love when these guys are on TV. I hope we definitely do see more of them. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
we will. So, just looking for that. After that, we've got Lexi Nair backstage with Aminata and Jamie Hayter to get some comments about Hayter's win, but then they're attacked by their blood and guts opponents, the Triangle of Madness, and they just kind of leave them laying.
Damn spooky
Yeah,
bitches.
we're gonna call them spooky bitches because that Triangle of Madness stuff is lame. Um,
Lame.
It even lamed up what was otherwise a pretty decent segment here when they were like, "We got three words for you: triangle of madness." That
Yeah, I was like,
like, do y'all know how whack y'all sound doing that? If you
yeah,
don't watch it, watch the tape back. After that, we've got Kevin Knight against a member of FTR. He gets to the ring and they both look like they're going to come after him. But then the referee eventually gets Cash out of the ring, so it's Dax versus Kevin Knight.
yeah. Unsurprisingly, anytime there's
Yeah,
these scenarios, it's always Dax, and he always takes the loss.
yeah, Dax. I knew Kevin. I wondered who was going to win this match until I realized it was Dax, and then I was like, oh, Kevin Knight's going to win,
Yeah.
and I was right.
Uh, that being said, this match, holy crap, really, really put over Kevin Knight as a tough guy because they were dropping bombs on each other. There
Yeah,
was sweat flying. There were gunshot chops. Like it was
they were
just
getting after it,
it.
man.
They were they were in it.
Yeah, they certainly were.
I was very impressed with Kevin Knight's toughness at the end of this because he took a lot of punishment from Dax Harwood, who has very heavy chops. But yeah, you can see sweat flying off of some of these strikes, like it was Bourbon Street. It was just
Yeah,
flying everywhere.
they were really getting into it, and then I mean, Kevin Knight hits his high angle drop kick and springboard clothesline. Wheeler tries to get involved and Willow pulls him off the rope. And then Speedball comes out of nowhere, hits a drop kick and a moonsault, takes Wheeler out of the mix. Stokely tries to block Knight from coming off the top rope. And Kevin gives him like a double, like flips him off and leaps over him with the UFO onto Harwood to get the win. So like he
Yeah,
literally jumped over Stokely to get this finisher. Um, and then we get to afterwards where I guess that surprise that Stokely was showing or was talking about showed up because
yeah,
Willow's gonna, like Stokes poking Willow in the chest, yelling at her, and she snatches him up for the babe with the power bomb, but FTR grab his legs to keep her from picking him up. And then Megan Bain shows up and attacks Willow.
yeah. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. But then, eventually Penelope Ford joins
Yeah,
in and
yeah. Stokely throws cocaine in Kevin Knight's eyes.
yeah, they're just now they've got this unified front of FTR and Stokely and Penelope and Megan.
Yeah, weird, right?
Kind of
I
weird.
don't hate it, but it is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it is kind of weird. Yeah, you're right. I kind of want to see how this works out. Like, I really hope that Megan Bain just like scare rouses Stokely into a stroke.
It's just a hate crime right there.
After
uh,
that, we've got Skyflight backstage, and in one of those rare. This has nothing to do with AEW, really. They challenged Shane Taylor Promotions for the ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champion.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, unless that's going to happen on Title Tuesday, because by my count, I think we only have like two matches that have titles in them on Title Tuesday.
yeah,
Um, I have no idea why this promo was here. None at all.
don't know, don't know.
Don't don't know. I
Um,
do prefer seeing this over ice commercials though, so I'll take
yes, absolutely,
it.
100%, every
Af-
single time.
after that, we've got like a weird little laying on the mat and having a nice pillow talking
I,
session between Chris Statlander
I,
and Timeless Tony
I
Storm.
love how everybody in the women's division is implied to be gay. Like every single one.
At
Like you
least when
get,
they're within 5 feet of Tony Storm,
yeah, Tony
for
Storm
sure.
has gay, has lesbian aura.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It's
every
like an
woman who comes
area of
within like
effect around
10
her.
feet,
Yeah,
yeah, she's like it's like a paladin's aura
and if
of
she's being shown
protection.
on TV within 10 feet of the TV too,
Yeah,
isn't
it's like,
that right, wife?
eh. uh, but yeah, like this is about the gayest that I've ever seen Chris. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, they kind of have they. I don't think I've ever seen a promo done this way before,
No, I don't think
like
I
at
have.
all. Like it's just you let Tony do her thing, and she'll come up with. I mean, maybe Chris came up with it. Maybe I'm giving Tony too much credit. Like I don't want. I want to give credit where it's deserved, whether that's Tony or Chris or whomever, or maybe Tony Khan came up with it. I don't know, but doing it this way where they're both just on their backs with their heads next to each other but facing the opposite direction, like you said, like almost like a pillow talk kind of segment, basically just blowing each other up, right?
Yeah.
uh to put over their incoming title match. Like I thought it was brilliant. I've never seen anything like that before. I thought it was fantastic. There's still stuff that you can do in wrestling that nobody's ever seen before, apparently. You
Yep.
know, you can get pretty jaded at times when you're a man for 35 years and you think you've seen it all. I've never seen anything like this, and I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. But they even kind of go a little further and are like, why would we wait to fight? And
Yeah,
they kind of agree to fight right now without the belt and just get up and start kicking the shit out of each
yeah,
other. But they're
yeah.
immediately interrupted by them
Damn
spooky
spooky
bitches.
bitches.
And Tekla gets the mic and says she's not finished with either of them because neither of them beat her.
True,
True, but not going to
technically
get you this
true.
title match at Wrestle Dream, darling.
No,
But then Harley Cameron's music hits, but she actually comes up from behind and attacks
Storm
Tekla.
smirts,
Yeah,
showing
because
her
Harley's
smirts.
smart. And then Storm and Statlander recover to send the other two out. And they all three kind of stand tall over them spooky bitches. I think we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about this in a little.
Then we have kind of a recap on how we got Hangman versus Samoa Joe for Wrestle Dream. They're doing a lot of these recap videos. Um, and then our main event of the night, a trios match, Orange Cassidy and the Paragon versus Hechicero, Rocky Romero, and Lance Archer.
Well, Rocky Romero was on one team, so that was the team that lost.
That's true. As soon as I found out that
He's
this was
the
the trio, I was
anti-hologram.
like, Rocky Romero is the Dax Harwood of NJPW.
What? Why is he's the anti-hologram? How
The anti
how is
hologram.
he not El Cologne?
He should be El Clone because he never wins, poor guy. Like as much as I liked him at one point, he just never wins. Um, this was a pretty good match though. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong are just really
Dude,
maximizing their minutes every
I
minute,
just wanna
man.
I wanna just shout out the first couple of minutes was it made my Tekker heart happy with Kyle O'Reilly versus Cesaro for the first, just grappling and looking for
Yeah,
holds and coming up with great counters and reversals and it was wonderful.
it
It
was
made my
wonderful.
Tekker heart happy.
Yeah, I need Kyle O'Reilly versus ZSJ yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay, I need that shit
yeah,
yesterday. Tony, I know you're
yeah.
listening. One of you is listening to us, and I need Kyle O'Reilly versus ZSJ at next year's Forbidden Door.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, since it'll be here in the States somewhere, and I might be able to go
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. And it was Tekker stuff that won this match. Kyle, Rocky, what Tornado DDT, to Rocky Romero. Kyle holds on, drops him into a straight armbar. Rocky taps almost instant, not
Almost
quite,
instantly.
but
Yeah.
almost. But yeah, like it was just he got the juji and it was all over. And I'm like, hey, Kyle O'Reilly picking up a win. Look at
Yeah.
that. And then we found out why.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the match, after the match is over, uh, Kyle Fletcher appears on the stage and he's clapping, and uh, yeah, he like indicates that he's gonna get Kyle O'Reilly, and then we get the graphic that absolutely says we will get Kyle versus Kyle too next week for the TNT
Hell yeah.
Championship. Um, I expect everybody at Daly's Place to come up with interesting Kyle chants.
Yeah, there
Please
needs
do
to be
that.
different Kyle
It
chants.
was fantastic the first time.
Yes.
We need you to up the ante.
If
Also,
Daly's Place crowd doesn't make up for these last two crowds,
no, the last crowd was the one before this was fine.
they
This
gave
one
Tony
was
Storm the
weird.
what chant. I didn't really want to
Oh
talk
well,
about it,
there
but
is
they
that.
did do
For
that.
the rest of the night, they were awesome. But yeah, the what chant was weird.
Yeah, like that's a
Um,
sin. Don't do that.
but they also in that same go home graphic, um, indicated that they'd upped the ante for Title Tuesday, the match between Brodito and Okada and Takeshita, by saying that if Don Callis family wins, then they get a world tag team title opportunity. But whoever, if somebody, if Brodito wins, whoever gets the pin gets a shot at Okada's unified title.
Ooh,
So extra on the line there, higher stakes.
Bandito three
Con-
belts.
And even though there's not a title on the line, a chance at a title will go to someone who wins that match.
Ooh,
So it fits thematically as well,
yeah, we'll see
which
how
was
that
sorely
goes.
lacking.
Yeah, but man, who has that's rough, man. Who has to take the pin in that match? Ooh,
I
man,
mean,
I don't envy the booking that we have that somebody has to do for
I,
this. But
I I think the more intriguing option is to further the break off of Takeshita from the family. So you would probably have them win the shot at the tag team title there and put it on Wrestle Dream and have them not be able to win the belts because Okada and Takeshita can't get along.
yeah,
I think that's probably the play.
yeah,
Because if you just have, I mean, you could have Brodito pin Okada and like, or, and then have him face for the unified title. Okay, you could do that. But like, honestly, like the idea of giving Brodito a third belt, it's like, oh, or Bandito a third belt. Like, I love Bandito, but like, he doesn't need to be a belt collector. I'm kind of annoyed that he's the world champion of ROH and an AEW tag champ on a minor level. It's like I get to see more, but it's like I don't know if you need it. Uh, so I don't know. I think that they're gonna beat Brodito and then lose the subsequent title match, and that's Collision. So there's just you know there are lots of things we could do, but I think there's just one thing that we're gonna. What do you think that's gonna be?
we're gonna do like the pros do and call it in the ring.
There we go. So we're going to deliver on our promise from last week because we said that we were going to this week discuss the upcoming Blood and Guts match for the women's division.
Yep.
If no further um details were released by the time that we got to this recording. And guess what? Other than the date, November 12th, which gives about 5 weeks as of this recording, 5.5 weeks or so.
Something like that.
Um, that other than that, we know nothing.
Nothing.
Well, we can assume that the heel team will be them spooky bitches, Megan, Bane, and Penelope Ford. That we can pretty much nail that.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why anybody else on the heel side would get involved.
Yeah.
The real open question, though, is who makes up the 5-woman babyface team?
Yeah.
Now, I
And
imagine you would have to put Ty J in there. They're the anchors to this whole thing. They've
I
been
don't
in
think
like
so.
almost, I think they've been in almost every single one of these all-star, one, at least one of them has been in every single one of these like all-star party matches. Um, I think you kind of have, and also you'd be foolish not to put those two in a hardcore environment if you had the opportunity to. They're of all the women in this match, they're the hardcore veterans if you think about it.
Yeah.
They're going to be probably directing traffic. They're probably going to be coming up with tons of cool spots and stuff like that. Not that the other women are incapable, but nobody in AEW in the women's division has more hardcore match experience than Anna Jay and Ty.
That's fair, but I don't think there's enough room for both of them with how things went on Saturday. And the reason I say it is because like if Megan and Penelope are going to be in it on the bad side, and we know for sure. Okay, so we know for sure Triangle of Madness, Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata
Yeah,
are
that we know.
the base of both sides. So we're assuming Megan and Penelope on the bad side. Since Megan and Penelope attacked Willow, that probably puts Willow on the good side. Since the Triangle of Madness also attacked Harley Cameron, or Carly Cameron helped came in and make the save from them attacking Statlander and Tony Storm, that probably puts Harley Cameron in there also.
I mean, but that
But that
puts
leaves a fifth.
do well. Is it going to be Tony or Chris? They attack them. The problem is they're attacking literally everybody.
I
So
would
that
love
like,
Harley to be like, I have a surprise, and it'd be Nyla.
yeah, I think that would be great. I need more Nyla on my
I do too, and I'm getting
you know,
kind of impatient about it.
you know what I might what would be cool to see is the over the next several weeks, the baby face the heel team, be defined and as we think it is going to be. I mean, it's pretty much obvious. And then the baby face team to be defined and then have the heels kind of take them out one at a time. And so you keep needing to get replacements in for it. So you don't really know the full team going in. So there's time for like a surprise for the fifth entrant.
That would be cool.
I think
It'd
that'd be
be even
kind of
cooler if it was Beth.
oh my gosh, it would be. But I think she's still gonna be selling that spike pile driver even that long down.
Oh god, it would be
Honestly,
so great if it was Beth,
it would be. It would be
especially
great.
with since they got Megan and she's working
There,
with PR. Like it makes sense that Beth would be one of them.
there are options though for a surprise entrant.
Yeah,
Like I mean, if for all we know, they didn't book her in Pittsburgh to throw people off the scent, and maybe this is where Britt Baker comes back.
possible. She does have a lot of the
Uh,
hardcore experience of the women too.
Hikaru Shida, she just got her stuff. Her
Roof is going to come off whatever arena. They're going to have to
uh,
make sure the arena they do that in has a
I
nice
just saw
roof.
on Blue Sky. What today? I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday that she just got her visa stuff all figured out and that she's headed back to the States soon. That
Oh
would be a great spot for her.
man,
Jamie Hayter. We didn't even mention Jamie Hayter in
she's
this.
already in,
She's
man.
yeah,
Hater and Aminata are in.
yeah, or it was Hayter. Not
Yeah, I'll
I
say Hater and
can't
Aminata.
remember why I thought it was somebody else. I remember Amanada, but I didn't remember her. I mean, if you wanted the biggest names in there, could put Chris Statlander in there. You could even honestly, if you wanted the biggest names in there, just to take advantage of the blood and guts stipulation and put all the star power in one thing, you could replace Penelope with Mercedes
You
if
could,
you wanted to. I feel like that's unfair to Penelope because she's been putting in the work toward to build toward this angle.
yeah,
Whereas, on the babyface side, more than five women have been putting it in there. So
yeah,
it's really kind of a pick 'em. Whereas
yeah.
the heels have been pretty stagnant. Mina Shirakawa, she could be in there. She's been in these tag matches too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've
Could
got
be a lot of
options.
different people,
A
man. We got a
lot of
ton of
options.
options, ton of surprise options we could
You know,
have.
Thunder Rosa could come back.
Yeah,
That's definitely an environment that favors her too.
yeah.
She's another hardcore veteran. I mean, I love this. Anytime she gets to do the spot where she runs up the table to kick somebody in the face, I'm all for
Oh yeah, all
it.
for it.
So, I mean, and it could be a debut or a surprise. Alex Windsor could be in there for all we know.
Yeah, we
She's
didn't
not
see
one
her
that
in a
we've
couple.
talked.
Like we didn't see her this week at all, did we?
She's been down in ROH the last couple of weeks, I think.
Oh yeah, she's doing
Um,
something down there.
I think she's doing something with Sari
Oh
from
yeah,
New
yeah. There was
Japan.
a vignette about it, and I was like, oh great, I'm not going to get to see this. What seems to be like an
Yeah,
awesome match because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, you could do a bunch of stuff. on the babyface side, whereas the heels are pretty set, but the babyface is wide open.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
it kind of depends on your philosophy.
Who's to say we even limit it to five?
I mean, that's what it's
I
traditionally
mean,
been, but
real. I
we
mean,
could. This
traditionally,
is
but yeah, I
about
mean,
blowing out traditions,
this
so
is the
let's
first
do it.
time we're
Do it.
doing something. Yeah, like they could make a whole thing for the women. Be like, all right, well, there's because they're smaller, we can put more of them in
I mean, why not make them
there.
teams of 10 and just make it the only thing that's on the show and have it be the full 2 hours?
Don't throw me with a good time.
I mean, it's not going to be the longest match ever. That clearly goes to mystery wrestling.
Yeah,
But I mean, you could make a case. You could hold an audience's attention with something like that if you have enough people and you put the work in.
yeah,
And my God, what a celebration of the women's division that would be if you gave them the whole show for the one match.
yeah.
That
That
would
would
be
be pretty
incredible.
awesome. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of overdue for doing that
Yeah.
at
I
least
mean,
once.
we have had the Collision wasn't one, but before that, the three shows all had women main eventing: Dynamite,
Yeah.
Collision, Dynamite. So I mean, they're getting better. I would like more than one match per show if we could get it with the women,
Mhm.
but it's you know work in progress.
Yeah.
But
I don't
yeah,
know,
I
man. Yeah, there's a lot of different choices. Like the more
and
we talk about it, I'm like, oh God, it could be this
and this is
person or
this is not even taking into consideration the fact that we have no idea what the tag team title scene looks like at this point
none,
because they
none,
haven't.
because they haven't
All
given
they
us
have
any.
told they've unveiled the belts. They've had a couple of tag teams kind of stake their claim. Uh, you have Harley Cameron making it clear that she's looking for a partner. Other than
Yeah,
that, we know nothing. We don't
nothing.
know if there's going to be a tournament. We don't know how
You
how
know,
the
there's gonna be okay. First
champions.
of all, we do know that this is
Yeah,
Tony Khan we're talking about here. There's gonna be a tournament for these
yeah,
titles.
but like
How it's gonna work?
there is a world where we get the Continental Classic for women, but for the tag belts, where
Don't
it's a
threaten me with an even better time.
where
Like,
it's the G1 style points thing, or they could do a double. They haven't done a double elimination tournament yet.
no, they haven't.
They could do that, make it even more historic. There's lots of stuff that they could do. Like
Golly.
just because we booked the same kind of tournament last week doesn't mean that those are the only options.
No, they're not. There's
But
tons of
because of
different kind of
this, like
tournaments.
if you crown, you could do, the tag team belts must factor into this somehow. Either they're crowned beforehand and the tag team champions are in this match because it would make sense that they would probably be facing either Sky Blue and uh what's her face?
Julia.
Julia Hart, or Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne.
Yeah.
Or you wind up with like not crowning them yet, but having the two teams in the finals be in the teams that are in the blood and guts match and use that to further that cause as well.
Yeah.
So we have no idea how that's going to play out.
No, no. Tony, I
But
need more information.
I
Oh,
know we're all chomping at the bit here.
yeah, so
We're
hard,
all
dude.
chomping at the
So
bit.
hard. Just like
So
chomp.
so I mean, there's lots of stuff that you could do with blood and guts. I feel like if I had to predict something as far as like a spot, I guarantee you that Sky Blue is going to try her best to lobby for fire, uh,
Probably.
because she is a little pyro. If you don't believe me, go back on YouTube and watch her AEW episode with RJ City.
Poor
This
RJ.
girl lights stuff on fire for fun and has since she was a child. She's a little bit of a pyromaniac. Now, I honestly don't know why they didn't just call her the fire starter and like tie that into the movie that came out a few years ago with the same name. And like, because I think that's a Warner Brothers property, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on that, but I feel like there was you could have tied that in there. and then she
Yeah.
could just like burn people and make it
Yeah.
her thing instead of Darby's. Why do you
Oh
have to take
man.
all the cool stuff, Darby?
God, somebody's
Leave
getting
something
set
for
on
something
fire at
else,
this I Quit
man.
match. Somebody's getting set on fire at this I Quit match.
Oh, absolutely.
That's happening.
Do you think
All
it's
I
going to be
right
John
now.
Moxley's butt again?
I hope so.
I kind of hope so. Like just so he can be like, my ass. Like
Yeah, like, rolling around, stop, drop, roll, and start. I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit.
Remsburg goes up, does your ass quit? My ass quits.
That's
My
my
ass
ass quit.
quits.
Oh yeah,
Meanwhile, in this match, you have a couple of girls with asses that don't quit
more than a
by their
couple.
own. And I can say that because they said it. Anna Jay is very, very open
That's part
about
of her
how proud
gimmick.
she is about her butt.
Yeah,
So, like, don't come at me. All right. Don't come at me. Or come at me. That's
yeah.
fine.
Come at me if you
That's
want
probably
to.
yeah,
I'm not gonna.
I'm probably
I'm
inviting it.
sorry, but like if
Yeah.
I'm watching the show, okay. If you gonna wear shorts where your butt be hanging out and act like I ain't gonna look.
It's one thing to look, it's another thing to leer. I don't leer.
Yeah, I'm not leering. I mean, it's just there.
Anyway, yeah,
They're nice.
this match. This match it has like just a ton of potential to be really great and really, really fun. And I
Yeah.
really hope that
I mean, the
whatever
women do
they
hardcore in this freaking company way better than the men do, and
yeah,
I can only imagine this is going to be fucking wild. Like, just
yeah,
uh, awesome. I hope that I'm not wrong about that. Like,
yeah. I mean, if it's one thing, I mean the, the comparisons between AEW's women's division and WWE's women's division have been slowly kind of coming to par with each other.
mhm.
Like AEW's finally kind of eh, the perception anyway seems to be that they're
Yeah,
finally kind of like getting to where WWE's very high bar was eventually set for women's wrestling.
yeah,
Um, one thing that they absolutely don't do in WWE practically at all is the hardcore stuff. So like this is another instance where they can show up, show out, and the more they do stuff like this, the tougher they look in comparison. If you want to be like, hey, we're more hardcore than those ladies over in WWE, this is your opportunity to prove that. I don't want this to come off as sadistic or misogynistic, even worse than that. But like, I want to see women bleed a lot in this match to prove their toughness.
that's gonna happen though.
It's going to, and I want it like from everybody.
I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here
I
for
want
it.
to see like Tony Storm be in this match and put a whole bunch of broken glass in her mouth and give somebody a big old kiss and just have them start bleeding from their mouth. Like this is like, you want to call us sickos? We're gonna live up to the rep.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a great match.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
need more information. I really
Yeah,
need more information on what's
we
happening
got
here.
nothing, and I'm like, please feed me, Tony.
Yeah, feed us more information, please.
Feed
Get on
me.
Blue Sky more and feed us more information.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I felt like since I think we are going on break before that show happens, I wanted to talk about it before it does.
yeah.
So, are we? Is that before or after we're taking our break?
Um,
It's November 12th.
let me look at my schedule here.
Full Gear is
I think we were
November
gonna.
22nd.
I think we were gonna take off. I think I thought it was right after Wrestle Dream because of that my brother's wedding at the end of the month. So
Yeah, I just can't.
yeah, we'll narrow it down as we get there. I think we're coming up on it pretty quick though, just because
Yeah,
I have all those weddings at the end of the year. But I mean, we might convene a special session in the middle of that to talk about what happens at Blood and Guts. I mean,
Yeah, we maybe.
who knows? Drop a little 30-minute podcast or something about, hey, we're just going to talk about Blood and
Oh,
Guts
oh,
because it was
come on.
awesome.
You know us. It'll be longer than
Okay, it'll be an hour and a half, but whatever. Um, so yeah, we might intersperse with a little like layover content while we're off season, but yeah, we'll have a pretty lengthy off season this year. But however, I graduate college in December,
Woo.
and then I do not go back for the start of my next degree until March. So we're pretty much good to go. I'll be less stressed, Aaron, for a few months on the show before we go back into school. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for Wrestle Dream. It's shaping up to be something really cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And this week was some pretty good wrestling as it typically is lately. There was that like one week where there was kind of, well, I think it was just post All Out Blues that one week.
Yeah.
But the quality's gone back up and stayed there pretty much since
Yeah,
then.
it's difficult to maintain momentum. Like that's
Yeah,
all
it
there is
is.
to it.
It
Like
really is, but they
it's
are.
really important for us to remember that and for fans to remember that one bad week or one down week doesn't spell doom and gloom.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to kind of take it as a whole picture. If it's the beginning of a downslide, then yeah, okay, treat it like that. But like I feel like I, I don't know. I was watching YouTube yesterday and I saw a bunch of guys, debating who was hotter right now, WWE or AEW.
Mm.
And some of the things that people were saying about AEW, like granted, I'm a partisan and I get that, but I try to be as fair as I can, knowing what my biases are. Uh and just the things that they were saying about AEW, about how, the mid cards, you know, lives up to the name and they don't have, all their main eventers are injured and the product just doesn't grip me. And I'm like, are you watching the same thing that I am? Like I feel
Right?
like I'm really enjoying the show. And yeah, we have things that we complain about. We did that extensively today.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still thought that overall it was a good show. It wasn't marred by a couple
Yeah.
of questionable booking decisions,
Yeah.
you know? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just more accepting of what, not as discerning, I guess,
Yeah.
of, of the content that I consume. It's like, oh, yeah, I
Mhm.
like this. But
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just feel like it's unfair to say that AEW is down already. It's like,
Yeah,
do
it's
you
not.
do you remember that high that we had when Hanger won the belt? Like, dude, I'm still buzzing just thinking about that. Like, I'm
Right?
gonna be living off the high of that, of living through that memory for a while yet.
Yeah.
Like, so I
Um,
feel like there's a disconnect between me and certain people
yeah.
regarding this subject.
So I did check the calendar and kind of went back through our text thread a little bit. And November 23rd is actually our last show before we take our break. So
Oh,
we
okay.
will definitely get to do a show on Blood and Guts.
Awesome.
Yeah, my
Well,
brother's getting married on a Friday at the end of the month, like on Halloween. So the post
oh,
Halloween show that we do, like that Sunday, I'll be back before then. So
okay.
yeah, no big deal. It's the one after that, like the next one in December is on like a Saturday, so I will not be back because that's a part of my family that's known for partying. I will not be able to move on Sunday. I will not
Fair enough.
literally not be able to fucking move like until somebody starts cooking breakfast and somebody will. So
Drink plenty of water.
I will, I
Uh,
will. I'll be safe. That's like the
pop
one of
as
the
much
safest places I
Tylenol
can
as
be.
pop
Oh
as much
yeah,
Tylenol as you can.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of that. Just trying to freshen up
Specifically
and snort it.
Tylenol.
Yeah,
RFK. F off.
yeah, yeah. F off, asshole. Tylenol. Man. Yeah, we're not even gonna go there right now. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, wrestling's good. It's been good. It was really good this week. Um, we're gonna be going all the way through November 23rd, so we'll be talking to you guys about blood and guts and stuff as that happens. Wrestle Dream's coming up in 13 days as of this recording. So we got just a couple of weeks before we have our Wrestle Dream show and talk about pretty much nothing but that for our Call It in the Ring segment. Um,
Yeah.
we will
And
be,
again, we would love to interact with you guys. We would love to talk to you guys on Blue Sky. Hey, even if, is there something you guys want to hear us talk about on Calling It in the Ring? Let us know because we're always open to ideas, and we want to know what you think. We want to know what you want to talk about because we know what we think. We know what we want to talk about,
yeah,
but and it's our show. But it's always great to have other points of view and other things to think about that generally, may not come to mind.
yep,
So let us know, please,
yeah,
by all means.
for sure. Hit us up. Let us know on Blue Sky what you want to see in Call It in the Ring. We will be back next week, same time, same place, before Raw drops on Netflix. Monday's on Podbean, and then I think it takes maybe a day to propagate to like YouTube and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
if you're on Spotify or something like that, it's probably going to take about a day. But we are on all platforms now, every single one. So come
Woo!
listen to us somewhere. If you're new joining us here today, welcome. Well, we're glad to hear from you. We're glad you took a little bit of time off to get away from most of the outside world and talk about some wrestling with us. And we love you guys. Keep your head on your shoulders. See you next week.
Peace.